Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we're all doing really well. And I'm just waiting for my special guest to join me. But here we are, Rangers Arsenal, the watch along. So good of you to join me. If you do want to watch along with us, get onto Arsenal TV or get onto Rangers TV on the webpage. You can pay for it. I think it's about $15. Well, it is on the Rangers site for a one-off payment. So, here he is. So, your friend and mine, the legend that is, Big Mars. How you doing?
Sickness. How are you?
Hey, not so bad. Hey, look at him. Look at him. Look, we're in the nerve centre.
In the brains, mate. In the brains.
The brain trust.
Just getting it up. All the stream and shit. Fire out. How are you?
Hey, not so bad, not so bad. I was just telling everyone, I was just waiting for you. It's going to be interesting, this, because Rangers TV is probably about as consistent as Carlton's backline. Do you no joke. When I was watching the Tranmere game, the second half kicked off, and I realised when Kamara shot over the bar from 1 foot, I was like, he did exactly the same in the first half. And then I realised they were replaying the first half.
Right.
I was like, that is identical to the first couple of minutes.
Oh, mate, what a laugh. Have you watched, what's it called, on YouTube, you know, Don Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you watched, he was doing it with expressions, and he was calling, what is it, Hiberian?
Yeah.
He was calling him Hibernation FC.
Hibernation FC. Oh, look at this. We got Beachy in chat.
Oh, Chris Beach. How are you, Beachy?
We got Keb's Magpies. He's looking forward tomorrow. We got Bella.
Yeah, we'll probably get rolled tomorrow, to be honest.
And here's Big Andy. How you doing, mate? And Blake's got no idea about English soccer, but he's here for it. Well,
for some banter.
Here for the banter, eh? Pre-season. Oh, look at James Cass dropping shade. Liverpool will destroy both of these teams.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if you play Liverpool, I mean, you're in their parking spot in Anfield, you're getting your car nicked. Funny story, actually. I went to an away game at Anfield. My mate's a Leeds fan. No joke. He got robbed at knife point outside Liverpool station.
No way.
After saying, I'm probably going to get freaking robbed around here. And literally, I went to the pub with a mate, and he was gone for about half hour. And when we came back, he'd been robbed at knife point. Solid pants.
Oh, my God. That's ridiculous. Mate,
here we are.
Mate, you palms you're fucking there. You're crazy,
mate, you expect it on away day. If you don't get robbed, you're not doing it right. Big Hasham, he's a Bayern Munich fan.
Oh, the München. Mate, what a team. What a team.
Yeah, we've got Riley here as well, the star, eh? He's going to learn a bit about football. Oh, thank you very much, Bella. You're too kind. I tried my best.
He's probably the best in Oz. And he's palm.
Hey, yeah.
You're putting us to shame. You're actually putting us to shame with all your analytics and shit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's just what happens when you're married for a decade. You find things to do. Some people have affairs. I have affairs.
They drive you insane. They actually drive you insane.
We're getting smashed with Ian Wright tributes. Are you?
Yeah.
He was one hell of a footballer.
What a player, though. He's a freak.
Jermaine Defoe's just saying it was his favourite player ever. I mean, calm down, Jermaine. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, mate. He's up.
Big Defoe. I still can't believe Defoe's playing.
He's a man. Who's he playing for?
Rangers. He plays for us now.
Nah. Was he on the bench?
Yeah, he comes on. He's super sub. He does 20-minute cameos, mate.
You're right. You're right. Because I saw him in the Europa League with old mate.
He loves it. Breaking Badass. Is there some serious problems with your marriage? You make jokes about it all the time. No, it's going well. That's why I make jokes about it.
That's
If I
good.
stop talking about it,
Yeah, you
I'm
know
on the
it's no
precipice.
good. You
I'm
know
on
it's no
the
good.
precipice. I'm on the precipice. Can you boys see Arsenal making the top four?
Nah, no chance. Oh, mate, no chance, but mate, there'd have to be a massive turnaround from last season. Maybe top 6.
You've got Ben White, right? What Ben White though?
It's a solid signing. I mean, you're going to pay overs because of the English tax, but I reckon it's a solid signing.
I reckon you're going to see a lot of English footballers as well with us leaving the EU.
Yeah,
and they've announced now that they're going to count as they're all going to have to get visa checked. So you're going to see a lot of English players leave.
He's going to be a handy player, Ben White, I reckon.
I like him.
And he's a ball playing centre back as well. So it's probably what we need.
Well, he suits what Arteta wants to do.
Yeah, that kind of player from the back and confident on the ball. It's kind of that that John Stones kind of mold, I reckon.
Yeah, he's definitely a Stonesy type player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that's how City play, and obviously he's basically Audi Guardiola, isn't he, Arteta?
Not even Aldi, mate. Could be
maybe the reject shop Guardiola. $2 bargain bin. Here we are, Nabry, the Arsenal reject. I remember Tony Pulis saying when he was on loan that he wouldn't play League Two.
Yeah, and now look at him.
Solid by Tony Pulis. That's probably why he's not in a football anymore.
That's actually sickening.
He was a jet. As soon as he signed for Bayern,
But even before Arsenal, he had a couple good games when you go far out. It's got to be something. And then we just got rid of him. I'm like, oh. Huh?
Yeah, and then he just became world class, didn't he? As soon as he walked through, he was an absolute jet.
Actually,
I love a bit of Bundesliga as well. I'm a big fan of the Bundesliga.
It's a good league. I mean, I don't watch it like a hell of a lot, but when I do, it's entertaining.
I'm a night owl though, so being in Australia is brilliant because I've got something to do at 2 or 3 in the morning.
You just
back in the UK, it was drinking.
I was with me with the Euros. I don't miss a game. Even the Premier League, I didn't miss a game. Probably missed a few here and there, but you watch them all.
Maz did a great job as well, actually. I think he probably went that whole month without sleeping.
Far out. It wasn't good for work, I'll tell you that.
I was going to say, your Insta, I'd wake up at 9 in the morning to about 25, Insta stories. And I was like, this guy's an animal.
Bro, when we won the final, mate, that was a movie. I think my Instagram story went for about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes.
I've got to say, at half time in that game, I went and checked and it was good. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew says Tav gives him a stiffy. I tell you, the Tav dog. That's right back in world football.
Yeah, fuck it.
Quote me on it.
3.
Robbie Cockrell, Rangers and Arsenal play with more heart than half the Carlton boys.
Well, maybe Arsenal. Mate, Arsenal's kids do. Arsenal reminds me a lot of Carlton, to be honest.
That makes my heart bleed for you, to be fair.
Mate, they've got 3 kids and the rest are all shit.
To be fair, right, the thing is being a Rangers fan, I've been through what Carlton are going through for a long time, and it's just repeating itself. But there was always hope at Rangers. I don't have the hope.
Mate, fucking, what do you go on? You got unbeaten last season. I'm far out.
Mate, there's no better. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing old Hyphen tonight, Elliot Smith Rowe.
He could do the old my theory of the Hyphen being a dead shit. He could do it justice. He could, mate. He's on another planet. He's been playing really good.
What I love, Elliot Smith Rowe, is he's taken the 3 most English names possible as well. Like he's gone all out for the English name.
Well, his dad must have been pretty weak, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's like thrown a dartboard at stereotypical English names, and he's landed on them 3. Jesus. Do you know what I mean? What's going on here? Kev, how long does a soccer manager last for at one club?
Maybe like 2-3 years max, if that.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends. Like it's probably, I'd say the life expectancy is about 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah. If they're going well, you probably get 4 years, 5 years.
Because you also get snapped up quite quickly as well, don't you? If you do half decent, like Gerrard will leave probably in the next year or 2. Like a big club will come calling.
Yeah.
If he wins another one.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Who do we think the best left back in the world is?
Well, after the Euros now, everyone's fucking saying Spinazzola. Nah. Best left back. Ooh.
Gotta be Robertson. Yeah, it's gotta be Robertson.
Yeah.
Proper bias.
Nah, it's just natural. Well, he is.
How many leave notices have been handed out in this watch along?
Oh,
few.
Fair few.
How many do you want? How do you want, kid? Stevie G is a god. He's close to. If he does it again, which he should do, because they've got Ange now, and it's not going well at Celtic.
Posta.
If you've got a bit of time, go on YouTube and go on Scottish Football Radio, and they compile the highlights of the phone-in. And Celtic fans at the moment are absolutely epic to hear. You probably have to put subtitles on because most people don't understand it because they get angry. But like, it's solid bants at the moment. They are snapping big style. It's good to hear. I love it. They're better than Celtic fans are better than Carlton fans about having a rant. Like their rants are next level. Like some of them are gold. Some of them are so good. Oh, he's saying Alphonso Davies. You can see the Bayern there. He's good on FIFA, is Alphonso. Hey, Pommy, how do you do? What do I like? How you doing, mate? Not so bad, McLaza. The boys. Who's that behind you, Mars? You're muted. You've muted your son.
What's it called? That's Travis Scott.
Okay. I do know who that is. I don't know him to look at. Alexei, how do I pick a team in the round ball game? Have always liked AFC Wimbledon. Just go for AFC Wimbledon then. It depends what you want. If you want success, go someone like City, Liverpool. If you want heartbreak, join Mars in Arsenal.
Oh, can't move that. It's just heartbreak season here.
Just go Arsenal, Lek Dog. By the way, if you go on YouTube and you search Lek Dog, you might find a real good rap. That rap is legit the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I've been singing it all day. All day, man. If you want success, don't go to Tottenham. Spurs.
It's a bit nasty. It's a bit nasty. Well, they had their chance.
I tell you, it's interesting you mentioned Arsenal Tottenham because a bit like Rangers Celtic, that's a rivalry steeped in religion as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't stand each other.
Do you know what I mean? We're the old religion. There he is, Big Tava. Look at that as well. Like the gold on the kits, man. I can't wait till mine gets here.
Did you buy one? Who'd you get, Tavernier?
No, I went Adji.
Hadji, you got to go to the young fella. Wasn't he an old man a freak?
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember growing up and watching his dad.
I mean, I didn't. But
yeah. The return of Arteta. I remember when he played for us.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Look at him. I love the way that I love the way that they're wearing the masks, but don't quite take the COVID too serious in the UK.
I don't give a shit over there. Here, mate, we're singing the songs with the mask on. Well, we just played for 2 hours all over each other.
Here we are. Mars getting kicked out for sticking it to the umpire. The security guard is weak. Can you? I was actually telling one of my pond mates, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he couldn't actually believe for you sticking a finger up.
I genuinely got kicked out for sticking my finger up. I'm not even joking. I'm actually not joking.
No, but he just couldn't believe it. Like, here we are. They've taken the knee, and we're off.
That's standard.
Sad you can't go, Mars, so you can get kicked. You should see how many times you get kicked out this year.
Where? Where?
At the G. Just try to see. Set a record. Do you get fined for it?
Nah. Oh, only if you break a chair or something. I've done it once. I did break a chair once.
That's solid.
Or twice.
I've got to say, what is impressive about this Rangers stream is now we're back at Ibrox. It's HD quality. The Tranmere one was tetchy, I've got to say.
Well, maybe because they won the league title, they got a bit of money, so they upgraded facilities.
Yeah, we won't get it. We've gone HD. It felt like it looked like someone had done it on a Nokia.
Straight potato quality.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You could go into the Guinness Book of Records. Why do I like says? Peter V. I know Peter V's had issues with the security. I've been to the footy with Pete.
I don't want to be racist or anything, but they actually genuinely don't know how heated it gets in AFL. I mean, like, most of them are of like Indian descent, or that Asian, that up top. They don't get football. They just don't. They need to get security guards that understand football.
I do think it's AFL though. I do think it's the AFL mandate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, I've said way worse to referees in the UK. Like some stuff that my wife would probably divorce me for if I admitted to.
I wouldn't, mate. I say some pretty shit things at the footy, but like sticking the finger up. Seriously, how do you get kicked out for that?
He's solid. He's solid. The best was the phone call, man. I
want to get the footage of it, and apparently, like, I'm doing this like that. It was to the umpire. It was a shit call, so he deserved it. It's garbage.
Look at Leg Dog. I had an interaction with a field umpire, made me realise they're real people.
I've been playing sports for that long. I say some shit things to referees. Just get on with it. Who cares?
I had a few sendings off back in the UK when I played.
Yeah, I had a couple sendings off. It's fantastic.
Believe it or not, I'm a bit of a lippy bugger when I play sport. I don't mean to.
Me too. I like to get into the opposition, but like banter with the opposition. Like, no swearing and that. I just like straight, like, just banter.
I'm just an angry boy.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this game, the love in the possession.
Oh, yeah.
Sides.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Just off topic, mate. Clark's in. Slow key.
Hashtag Clark's in. Yeah, I dropped some bait. I dropped some bait in the Carlton group for you.
I'll go look at it at halftime.
Look at this.
I'm keen on Balogun.
Some good. Tell you what, you've picked a decent side here as well.
Yeah, not shit. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Didn't you lose to Hibs? Oh, God. Yeah, but these don't count. These are basically warm-ups. Like, this is like
they're just run-throughs, bro. They're, like, people getting all anti-pantsy. Oh, they lost to them, mate. It's just, mate, these are like under 10s type shit. Who cares? It's just to get their runs in the legs, the miles in the legs, sorry, and that's it.
Yeah, on the Rangers forums, everyone was going hashtag Gerrard out and stuff when we lost to Tranmere just for bans.
That's bad.
Oof, tell you what, defense going crazy there. Hasham predicts Rangers will win.
Yeah.
Why do I like? I'm more amped about the VFL than the AFL because Charlie returns. Bigger chance of winning.
You love Charlie.
Mate, he's my boy.
I know. Well,
look, we got a special guest.
Oh God, here we go.
If he connects.
In that competition last season, he will be hoping for a chance.
We might have to put that on
mute. It is something that he will get.
Hey, look at him! Look, he's just got back from Baby Gap. Evidently, how tight is that shirt, please? Hello, Paul. Hello, Big Paul.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
He's on mute.
You'd have to be on mute.
What's the Arsenal versus? It's either on Arsenal TV or Rangers TV. Depends which you've got, or someone probably has a dodgy stream.
We're cracking a CC open. We have to crack one.
Is Paul just not talking?
Oh.
Arsenal.
The Serge Silvani.
Rip.
RIP.
Why? What is Paul doing? Oh, he's gone. Oh, there we are. That was Paolo.
Yeah, that's top end, top shelf.
Cheers for that, Paul.
Fucking hell. I don't know. Maybe he's on mute. Let me message the fraud.
Why do I like calls Paolo the $2 shop rocker?
I think he looks like a scuffed Lek. Well, Lek Dog looks like a scuffed Paul.
Oh, dear. $2 shop rock. That's
gotta be the baldness.
That's tickled me. That's tickled me. That
$2.
Look at that big Lundstrom there. The Liverpool Swede.
Here we go.
Tell you what, it's a very patient build-up. Arsenal, surely, yeah.
Yeah, just got to sort my mic and sound out. Fraud.
Come on, you Irons. Wrong show. It is the wrong show. Tell you what, it's an obscure reference as well.
You know what I'm going to do? I'll give it a little share. He's not even shared this. We'll set
Big
up.
West Ham. Big West Ham. Got some pace on the flanks, haven't they, Arsenal?
Oh, yeah. I don't know about Cedric, to be honest. I mean, he's all right. He ain't a world beater.
Probably could do with another centre-back, though, couldn't they, Arsenal?
Well, I mean, they loaned out Saliba and then to Marseille, and then I don't know. They got Pablo Mauri, then they got Mavropanos. He's on loan. Yeah, also Ben. Yeah, you're probably right. I know Ben White. Yeah. I mean, Al Nenny's still starting. He's just Ed Kerno.
Ed Kerno. The Ed Kerno. Hard work sauce.
Yeah. God, makes you sick.
James Cass, would you guys have made Jesus captain after Saints passed?
Nah. That I'm not for sentimental shit like that. I can understand it, but nah.
I think he'd be. I kind of think I understand the sentiment, but yeah, I just think I don't even think Jesus would want to do it.
No, I don't think he would do.
I don't think that's something he does.
Yeah, nah, I'm not for.
I was glad they gave it to Wheater. I thought that's a good call. Let's see what he does.
Well, he would be the natural captain. I wouldn't give it to Walsh. I mean,
he's a baby, isn't he?
Yeah, nah. Just let him play. Oh, here we go. Oh, did you get a touch of that? No, that's poor. That's awful. Fuck, I don't know, Aubameyang.
Tell you what, that was a Baggio penalty, wasn't it? That there, straight.
Mate, that's hit the space station.
Mars, are you in Japan? Because you look like an Olympian. Well done. Why do I like? He's nailed it.
I would love to be in Japan right now. That's my favorite country. I've traveled there 3 times. So
whatever happened to Big Ava? Why is he pants now?
I don't. He had malaria.
What? And it just turned him into a cow and full forward.
Yeah, we'll blame it on malaria because that's what we do. You know what I mean? But he's out there, but we'll blame it on malaria. Low key, you know? Nah, I don't know. Maybe his age caught up to him. I'm not sure.
He just doesn't seem the same player.
Nah. Well, what is he now? 32, 31?
Instagame's strong though.
Yeah.
Who do we think the best goalkeeper is? I would say Manuel Neuer, but I'd say his mate Donnarumma's not far off.
Vastly approaching Donnarumma. Nah, I would have in front of Neuer Oblak.
Oh, Hashem might not like that. Being Arsenal are out and they buy flashy wingers and strikers when they need DMs and say, yeah,
correct.
It is true. It's true.
I'm telling you, we're actually Arsenal. And if you look at our board and coaches, it's all the same. It's beautiful. It's fantastic.
Oh,
we are live. Yes, here we go. Jen,
how are we?
Good. Yeah, mate. Fuck. We've named mate. The side that they've put out there is pretty strong. The Gooners.
Yeah, it's all right.
Both sides are as close as you can get to full strength.
Yeah, well, you guys have named a pretty strong side. Tavernier is starting, isn't he? Is he on the pitch?
Tavernier,
yeah.
Mate, we've gone as close to full strength as we can.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, but this is what you want to do.
So I'd say at half time we're going to see.
Shit! What a tackle!
We're going to see under 19.
Is it a tackle by Maori?
Oh, look, that would have been a red if that was a real game. Surely.
That's a red card.
That's assault.
That's a red card.
He doesn't know he's friendly.
The ball's like nowhere near him. Why are you doing that in friendlies for?
Look at that! Yeah. Look at that! That's
I don't like. It's not like it's, but he's not like he's put his leg across him. Like it's not. Is it studs up? I don't know. Like
no. He scissored him though. Far out. Man, he just fuck. It's just friendlies.
Old man's gone down like he's been fucking shot too. Oh fuck!
Nah, it was a solid tackle, bro. He got his leg caught under him. Look at this. Far out.
Honestly, that is a Graham Souness-esque tackle. That. Like you've killed him, man.
But these South Americans are fucking nuts. Like these Latins, they're fucking crazy.
It's like, that's. He's all right. He's all right. He's all right. It's what we love to see it.
It's a little bit of a mobile, I think.
If we'd scored, I bet he would have got up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look, Kev's giving you some love. Kev's saying you're a really nice bloke.
Who's a nice bloke? You are?
You are.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fuck. Probably one of the only people who think that.
It's because you give a lot of money to small T-shirt companies.
Hey, this is good, this. Look at this.
I like that. You've got Thierry there, and is that Dennis?
Yeah, it's Dennis.
Number 10, yeah.
Yeah, 2 absolute stars. Where's
Get in?
Oh, how was the Arsenal keeper in the game against Hibernian?
I didn't actually watch the Hibs game.
Fucking terrible. Oh, whole thing's gone the shape's gone. It's incredible.
Look at that! What a goal!
He's taken a leaf out of my book. What's all that about? Oh, how?
Where's the That is shocking by your keeper.
It's in. No, it's not. I didn't even see. Yeah, it's in. It's a goal.
Yeah. What a header. Bullet header.
Goal.
But what is your keeper? Is that Okonkwo or whatever he's called?
Yeah, he's shocking. He's absolutely terrible.
Balogun there. Look at that. Get him in.
This is just typical Arsenal conceding from a set piece or corner. Like it's just
that is our strength as well with Big Tav.
That's terrible. Wow. How's El Neni on this guy? The guy's like 20 centimeters taller than him.
Tell you what, though, it's great. It's a great corner as well, right into the mixer.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's a great corner. You can't stop that. No keeper
Big
in the
Tav.
world saving that.
Big Tav, always back. There he is, Mars.
I
Mars,
don't know.
Mars, you log out and Rangers 1-0 up.
I mean, I'm the lucky charm, so we'll come back and we'll score one. Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. What do they concede from? A corner?
Corner, of course, bro. What do you think? Oh, that's a good ball.
What are they playing? A zonal marking system? You tell me.
I don't know. I don't know what Arsenal are playing anymore.
Anyone that plays zonal marking, they should be shot.
Yeah, but zonal marking's okay if you're all on the same page.
Nah. Just go man on man.
I always say I just can't get over Rob Holding's bald scone.
Yeah, he gone bald. Yeah,
he was losing the feathers. So you've either got to get and do what most soccer players, most footballers do, and get the transplant, or just completely go.
I actually thought you brought back Pascal Segan. I was like,
wow,
I was like, he's back.
That's like from back in like the FIFA 07 days. Like when you're playing career mode and you're like Bergkamp and Henry, they're all cooked of energy, and you've got to start playing your second and third squad.
I used to love Arsenal back then as well because you had some like quality players topped up with some absolute dross.
Oh, mate. Well, you know what? I was actually thinking too, like back in the mid 2000s and sort of like to 08 to like maybe 2012, like those Wenger days where they were fielding that Champions League squad of like Sebastian Squillaci, like Danielson was getting a game, Shamak was starting up front. Like it was absolute scenes. Emmanuel Eboué right back.
They were all freaks. Freak players.
No, they were all crap. They were all terrible. But Wenger's system was just amazing. Like he's just I actually think Wenger was like to get that squad where it was to consistently finish top 4 every year with that squad was like
he's John Longmire.
It was actually probably one of the like that squad that
he was
Arsenal
a genius, Wenger. Absolute genius.
Yeah, he revolutionised the game in Europe, in England, man. Like incredible. I don't know about I'm not too sure. I'm not too sold on Pepe yet. I do like him, but I think he tries too much sometimes.
He reminds me of early Cristiano Ronaldo. That he hasn't quite worked out how to use his talent.
Who, Pepe?
Yeah, he needs managing like Ronaldo was at United.
Well, he's still young. Like I don't think people realise that he's still like he's only mid-20s. I think he's only 25.
I think he needs to learn when to go and when not to because it's all or nothing with him.
Yeah. Well, I think Mars, did you read that? Was I telling you, or was it you telling me about the Bayern Munich scout report on Pepe?
I think Mars is dead.
He's dropped out. Fair enough. The Rangers just score.
I remember.
I was reading
Matt Ryan.
What should have kept Matt Ryan? Well, where did he sign? He just signed.
Real Sociedad, Dad.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the scout report. Tell us about the scout report.
The scout report was interesting from Bayern Munich because they were interested in him, but not for the price. And the scout report suggested that he, the reason Bayern Munich didn't chase him as hard as what Arsenal did was because Bayern Munich said that he took too many touches around the penalty area and in the penalty area to create, and that's what his knock was. That he took too long to get it out from underneath his feet. So I thought that was an interesting assessment, and you see it too, like when he's dribbling towards goal for Arsenal too, like he's step over, and by the time he does it, I'm not sold on him yet, but I think he's an extraordinary talent. But I don't know. I think maybe under a better squad, maybe he'll be better with a better fed midfield. I think, I think Arsenal's midfield's pretty thin, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about him, and God knows what he's done there. Like he's just taken someone out there. That is horrific. Honestly, have I seen the new Tavernier card in FIFA? I have. I'm halfway through the objective. You know that's got in my team.
It's a shocking shot. I just saw the shot. Fucking hell.
Look at that. Pepe's. Like, honestly,
that's a couldn't give a shit shot, really.
All the talent in the world, but could not hit a cow's ass with a banjo.
Look at that. That's terrible. Shocking. Put your foot through it, son.
He's tried to finesse that on the edge of the area. Mars, you muted, brah.
He's just dead.
I love Mars.
He's muted. He's done. He's done, fam.
James Cass, if Kane goes to City, they'll win the league.
Well, mate, this league this year is like, it is up for grabs. Like it is. I think it's one of the most open Premier League races we've had for a really long time. Like a really long time, man. Because you see, I don't think Arsenal are going to be anywhere near it. But I think the fact that they're ambitious, or I don't know if they've been. I think the transfer window for Arsenal this year has been a little bit more realistic with regards to the targets that they're looking at and who they can actually bring in. Because I think, they've now got, they've signed that centre back now for what did they sign him for? Ben White. What did they sign him for? 50 million.
Yes, it's decent coin, bro.
Yeah, but I think he's going to complement Gabriel really well, because Gabriel is still young as well as a centre back. So I think those two are going to be. Me and
Miles were just talking about it. He's the perfect ball-playing defender that you want, though, because that's basically Arteta is Audi Guardiola.
Yeah, well, he is. Yeah, well, and you saw it throughout his season, like throughout pretty much the whole season last year. That's all they wanted to do, was just play out from the back, play out from the back, play out from the back. And
go on.
I think it's a league-winning style. Right, I do think it is. It clearly is, but I don't know if they've got. I mean, clearly they don't have the cattle to be able to.
Yeah. I don't know how to win it, but I reckon they got enough.
No, I won't win it.
But I reckon they got enough to finish top 5. I think.
Yeah, I do like the fact they're chasing Maddison and Locatelli, because Juventus were after, or Juventus are in chats with him. I don't know if you follow. Do you follow Fabrizio Romano on Twitter?
No.
Yeah, he's the jet.
Probably the best. He's probably the best.
Yeah, I'd advise any football fans out there, if you're looking at transfer news or just any news in general, mate, follow Fabrizio Romano on Twitter. Absolute jet.
The problem is, though, that Rangers don't do business with the Italians very often.
only if it's a Euro final, mate.
Only if it's a Euro final. I'm going for Rangers, Bella. These boys are going for Arsenal.
Oh, Balogun.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, Pepe.
What a goal.
Nah, it's Balogun.
Is it
a goal? 1-0.
Is it? I'm a tad behind here, lads. What minute are you boys at?
23rd.
Just right now. Yeah. That's a sausage. I think he handballed it, though. If that was right in the Premier League, handball.
There's no VAR in this thing, is there?
Nah.
I was going to say.
What an absolute finish.
Good finish. I mean, I don't understand why this kid he's not starting over Nketiah.
That's a great goal.
That is a finish.
Has he not been? I think he's been signed long term.
4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Well, they obviously see something in him.
Well, I don't understand why he's not playing over what's his name? Over Nketiah.
Did you see Nketiah's miss against Hibernian? Wow.
You know what? Wow. What is weird, just interesting little stat there, that both Balogans have scored.
Yeah.
I have too.
I mean, first time in history, surely.
I didn't even know there was another Balogun until I saw this Arsenal guy. Do you know what I mean? I was
he's actually not a bad player, this kid. He's got some good raps on. I've watched a little bit of him under 23. He's actually not bad.
He's
This kid's a freak. 32. He's unbelievable.
Emil.
Oh, bro, man,
Emil.
he's something else, man. He's seriously something else.
He
Tell you
reminds
what,
me
in
a lot.
possession, you guys look good.
He reminds me
That's
a
always
lot.
Arsenal, Pommy, that's always been Arsenal.
I know it is, but I'm getting shades of Wenger here.
Oh, relax, man.
What's it called?
No,
Emil
but then you
Smith
get into
Rowe.
the final third, and I'm getting shades of Sam Allardyce.
Now you're starting to sound like Joey.
No,
Yeah.
I get
that.
shades of Wenger, and then when you get into the final thirds, I get shades of Sam Allardyce.
Stop that. Stop that. Nah, seriously, but Emil Smith Rowe, if you watch, he reminds me a lot of Sam Walsh. He goes all day. He'll chase both ways. He goes
Very
all day.
talented footballer. Very talented footballer.
Yeah, he's not a bad little. He's a good one. Good one to watch.
You know what? I do like the fact that Arsenal are putting a bit of an emphasis on youth now.
Well,
I
they have to.
don't know if
they
it's because I think it's purely too because their hands are sort of tied, you know. So, but I think you still need to build a base like that. Like I don't think Nketiah will be starting ahead of Gallagher once the season starts. But for me, I wouldn't be wanting to start a guy. He sort of channeled his inner Patrick Cripps, Eddie Nketiah, when he scored that equaliser against Fulham, and he did the
Fulham, yeah.
Bro, mate, you just scored an equaliser against Fulham. Just get back to your marker, bro.
Mate, you've got to celebrate the good times there, bro. That's the wonderful thing.
Yeah, awesome time. Equaliser to Fulham, awesome time.
Do you know what I mean? 1-0 at Craven Cottage, where dreams are made.
Was it at Craven
Emirates.
Cottage or the Emirates? No, it was at the Emirates, bro. It's even worse.
Yeah, you don't want to do it at home.
It's even worse.
Go on. Penalty, surely Stonewall.
Nah, mate.
Oh, you're better than that, ref.
You're genuinely on the Rangers time, aren't you?
Yeah,
I can tell you got a Rangers stream up. I'm like, it's 26:30. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pause it.
We're 2 seconds behind. Well, I'm 26:30 now.
I'll pause it.
I'm 26 now. I'm about to get to the penalty shout.
James, I like VAR. I like VAR, but it's the people using VAR that don't have a clue how to use it.
Yeah.
Well, I think, it's an interesting debate, isn't it?
I don't mind. I think it's better for the game, but it's how people use it and they interpret the rules.
Well, what about there was one that was not paid for Arsenal late in the season? Was it
so many that weren't paid?
Was it against Bournemouth?
Yeah. Was it in the penalty?
It was like the guy. I can't remember who the defender was, but he's literally his arm out like that.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and they've gone to VAR and they haven't called it.
But it was like quickly shot out. Like, nah. I'm like, what? How? I'm like, if your hand's out, isn't it a penalty?
Oh, look at Stevie G. Oh boy.
If it's by your side, I mean, and it hits you, it's not a penalty.
I thought the worst one was Bamford's one that was disallowed, where his crest was offside. Like, do you know what I mean? The crest on his shirt, the emboss got him done.
I think for that it's ridiculous.
I think there should be a caveat that I reckon it should be human eye. So they should get it, but say if a human could do that, there's no way, like Bamford's. No way in real time.
I think it's in Italy they're going to implement it, or they were implementing it somewhere. I'm not too sure of the country where they've got it. They give a leeway of, I think it was like 10 centimeters or something.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
So, if it's 10 centimeters, I mean, it's give or take.
I think that makes sense.
They've done it in the Premier League that they've refined that rule now.
Yeah. It's so
if it's not part of the body to score.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like that much offside, and I'm like, fuck.
I think for me, it's like sort of cricket with Hawkeye. I think it should just be there for the blatantly obvious error, like just the completely
benefit of the doubt should go to the striker. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the Bamford one was like probably the most perfect in behind run that I've ever seen in my life. And Bamford ain't particularly quick as well. Like, he's basically a decent Peter Crouch.
Yeah, correct. He actually had a good season. What did he score? Something like 15 goals or something.
Yeah, I tell you, he was in my fantasy team. That kid was flying, was old Paddy.
He was actually in mine as well. He was actually flying. Yeah, he was.
I've never watched so many Leeds games because of Bamford.
Yeah.
Absolute jet.
Wow, this Holding's gone. I can't get over it.
Oh, it's fucking incredible, isn't it?
What
Tell you what, though, like that there, just after halfway, your movement is sublime.
Yeah, off the ball, the runs off the ball. I think that's what Arteta's good at as well. He gets those players moving in between those lines as well.
You can see the triangle, the little triangles, the Pep's triangles.
Oh, what a ball!
Oh, absolute peach. But
how's he missed that? How he didn't even get on? He missed it by like 4 goal lengths.
But Emmerich, Emmerich's got pure malaria.
Actual malaria.
Mars explained to me that.
Emmerich malaria.
That because he's had malaria, he's no longer good. Chris Beats says not getting started on that.
How the fuck has he missed that? Fuck, I
remember him at Dortmund, man. Like, the guy was a jet.
Freak. I mean, that first year and a half when he came to Arsenal was unreal. And then, how's he missed that?
You know what I think it is? To go really old school and show my age, right, is I actually think it's because of his social medias.
Yeah, all that bullshit of cars and flashy.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think it's social medias.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the contract.
It could be that as well.
Why is it happen every time they sign the darn contract? Bang!
It went to shit.
I don't know what it is, but actually going back to the signings, right? For me, what I want to see from Arsenal, and I think the fact that they're going after Maddison and Locatelli is big too, because
I think they need to get one. They need to get both, to be honest.
Well, if they good luck, but if they can somehow snag both, it's an enormous transfer period. But I think for me, what I wanted to see was, and I think the big knock on Arteta was the lack of creativity in the front third and from midfield heading into the final third.
Well, Maddison gives you that straight away.
Yeah, well, and that's where we were really it was non-existent.
Well, even when Odegaard came in, he kind of changed it up.
Yeah, but see, even when he was there, they were still battling in the final third as well.
Yeah. Of course, you need quality there in the Premier League.
I would have thought though, looking at your team, if you want to play obviously it's a very City-based team, like Man City. I think you lack that David Silva type player.
Yeah, correct.
So I would have thought, why aren't you going after Grealish? You're the only team that's not linked with him.
Who I think would have been perfect for this Arsenal team at the moment would have been Santi.
Yeah.
Cazorla.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think you lack that creative, and I would say the best player available is Grealish. Maddison is basically an injury-prone Jack Grealish.
What would Grealish be worth on the market?
80, 90 mil.
80.
Oh.
I think he's got an 80 release clause.
Yeah, I think City are going to release it, 100 mil.
Well, he's not going to remain at Villa for the rest of his career, is he?
Nah, City will buy him.
Like for me, I'm not even being big. I'm not even taking the piss. I think he is the best technical footballer in Europe as a midfielder.
Fuck, it's a big call.
I think he is. I think that guy does things with the ball.
Very big call.
The guy's vision is another level.
Yeah, he's got the range of passing as well.
So why it begs the debate, why was he not utilised more in the Euros then?
Well, because Southgate doesn't have a fucking clue.
Because it's South Teague.
I'm telling you right now, imagine maybe like Arsene Wenger with that team. Imagine that.
Wow.
Or Ferguson.
Southgate shows how good tactics are because he plays his team tactically to stop the opposition doing what they're good at, and he's brilliant at it. And I thought that's where he came unstuck against Italy because you guys are quite happy not to score.
Yeah.
You could see that you guys, once you got that goal, you were happy for penalties.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, when you've got fucking a giant in between the sticks like Donnarumma.
Yeah, exactly. And like what I didn't understand about that is when you've got players like on that bench, I thought.
Oh, fuck. Has Defoe just done his hamstring there?
Yeah,
What's happened there?
he's 40 though. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
I know.
He's Eddie Betts times 2.
Yeah, and you know what? Interesting enough, when we signed him, one of the things that we signed him for last year was to bring the youngsters through.
Yeah.
It made me giggle. I was like, "Hey,
experience, yeah."
Oh dear! I was like, solid by Rangers, straight out of the Carlton playbook.
Fucking hell! Oh god, it's giving me PTSD for tomorrow.
I like him though. I like Defoe. He brings quite a lot. I mean, you got to remember, Scottish football ain't as high as the Premier League. So, like,
of course, no, yeah, and he's been he's been in the Premier League for over
10, 15 years.
He's a very good player. Is Defoe. Look at the six pack. Look at the abs.
I remember him at was at Tottenham. Fuck,
mate. Defoe was a jet man. Here we are, big righty coming on. I think.
Back, I just seen that this cut to the crowd. This fucking family of Scots munching on their food.
Oh mate, it'd be pumping at Ibrox as well, even with a small amount of people.
There's like 2,000 people there, are there?
But there ain't a lot. I think they're unrestricted. I think it's about 2. I think it's a max of 2.
Yeah, still restrictions. Yeah.
Here he is, big Aberdeen legend, Scotty Wright. Shout out if she is watching to my auntie Michelle. She is a huge Aberdeen fan.
The Aberdeen.
Madison from Leicester, he's class. Yeah, he is, James. He's a very good footballer.
He's very.
Where would Rangers finish in the Premier League? Top 6. I would say
I reckon they'd be like in an Everton mold.
Yeah,
I'd say sneak into mid-table.
I'd say 12 to 16. But
yeah,
you know what? Nah, I'd have him a little bit higher than that. Nah, you're not giving enough respect.
But serious, as watching them all my life, I would say 12 to 16th. But I would say once we get that money in, because they get 100 million. I reckon we would be top 4 within 3 years.
Yeah, and Leicester,
because we're a big name, so people want to come to play for us. It's just the fact that
you've got the coach as well.
Where's Kent? I want the devil. Where is he? I want him on.
Kent is playing. I think. I mean, Kent is on the bench today. I think.
Yeah, I want him. I want his.
No, he's not. They haven't named him on the bench.
No.
Oh. No, he's not on the bench today.
I didn't see him. They haven't.
So, what do you think? Here we go. What do you think of how do you think Angie's going to go, Tommy? Because you're pretty convinced that Rangers are just going to piss in again.
I'm enjoying the.
They're hammering him over there.
Honestly, another shout out to the best place ever. If you go on Scotland Radio Cuts on YouTube, some of the best shit you'll ever hear. Like honestly,
they're giving it to him.
Froth Town. Yeah, because they're not used to his style. So like I watched the Celtic Bristol City game with my mate. It was 0-0. Honestly, and you can see what he's doing. He's trying to get that system going. You know where
it's going to take time.
He likes them 2 lines of 4. So the Bristol game. He was drilling them in that like regimented defensive structure, and it's alien to what Celtic want. But Celtic will enjoy his aggressive play. It's just I don't think he'll get the time he needs. I don't think Celtic. They're
not a time. They can't wait. They can't wait for it. I mean, Rangers fucking took over last year.
There's no way.
They've done it for the last 20 years.
Like they should. Like
I reckon they give him a year. and they'll see where he
No, I
finishes
don't
up.
think they will. I genuinely think if it's not a close contest from 1 and 2, I genuinely don't think he'll be there. I think they'll be giving him a year. It's
Well,
not
what do
even.
they sign him on? What, 3 years?
I think it was a 2-year deal from memory.
I think. But the thing is with Ans, like wherever he goes, he's successful.
gun.
So
I reckon he's a gun coach.
I think he's a very good coach. I'm telling you, like we had it at Rangers. Like the expectation is so high. If it's not, if we have another Neil Lennon moment, if they have another Neil Lennon moment, no way he'll stay over a year.
Yeah, I agree.
well, it's
Like,
just
if we
the
start
standards. The
fast-
standards are high. It's like it's either win. You have to. It's win or you're done basically.
If he pulls like a Livingston or a Hearts or a Hibs and loses in the second, third round of the Scottish Cup, oh, what a save off the line!
Fuck.
Look at him! Look at him!
He's resurged.
Look at him!
Ha.
How's he missed that?
I don't know.
Breaking Bad. Great question, this. He wants to know, Paul, why you have more vowels in your name than Sam Doherty has fumbles.
More vowels in my name.
Yeah.
How many are there? 1, 2, 3,
3, 4.
5,
It's an
6,
Italian
5,
thing.
7.
So
Why
it's a
do I
fact,
have more vowels in my name? Why is it a problem that I have vowels in my name? Is that a problem?
I don't know. It's a great question, though. How many have I got? I have a few.
What do you got? I've probably got more than Paul.
I've got 6. I'm not far off you.
I've got more.
Vowels.
Yeah.
What's so bad about vowels? You have to buy vowels in Wheel of Fortune, man. They're not for
That's
free.
right. You need vowels to make the word.
That'd be a great discussion point for the off season on Blue Abroad. Which Blue Abroad guy has the biggest name on Scrabble?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, who? I reckon Rocco's would go there because, like, his surname's a tongue twister.
Yeah, you're right.
Stagnetti.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said it. I wasn't even going to attempt.
Was Casper the Ghost there? Where was he passing to?
Tell you what, it's actually been for a pre-season game. It's actually
been
been
good.
some real good football. I'm looking forward to the second half when all the kids come out.
Yeah, I love kids. Get him on.
They got to take a Aubameyang off.
He's been poo.
He is. Whatever. Like, honestly, I'd love to know what happened to him.
I don't
I'm looking
know.
forward to seeing Big Tierney as well. Like, we can like him now. He's a
come on
last
with the
shower of
Costco bag.
shite.
He's proper Scott. Like he's proper Scott.
Yeah,
He'd
like
wear a
proper.
kilt. He'd wear a kilt, 100%.
he played for the scum though, unfortunately.
He's the one you got to this year. Have a watch on. Go hit it. Hit it. Oh, look at the tech. His little tickler. Oh,
Way like that. Tav ain't falling for that.
Pepe this year. Watch out for Pepe. This year.
Tav ain't falling for that.
Nah. No, that's Tavares.
It usually takes 6 months for Ange to get his system right. First season with Yokohama, you could see an improvement.
Yeah.
Second season with the title.
Correct.
I agree with Dom. I
That's
just
a
don't
good
think
point. That's a good point from Dom. It's a good point.
Celtic aren't the type of team that are going to wait around, though.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's like soccer in Japan is different to what I mean. Like Yokohama's different. The expectations with Celtic are completely. It's win the league or fuck off, basically, for lack of a better phrase. So,
Like you think the AFL's bad for not listening to Poms, right? Be Australian and come into the Scottish League.
Forget it.
Like the Celtic fans hated it already. Like some of the posts on their official, go back on Twitter to the official announcement, and some of the comments are absolute quality.
well, Breaking Bad might like him because he's got a heap of vowels in his name. So
He's got a fair few, his old Ange.
So, tickler.
I think they have to buy extra material for his jersey because it doesn't It doesn't fit around the back of the jersey. His name, not
like
mine.
Like, no, but I did find it funny when they did the press when they did the press release. Like, honestly, the Celtic fans were like taking the piss, saying, one of the comments was, "Why the fuck have we signed Steve Irwin's uncle?" And I was like, "That's quality, quality, mate, quality."
That's fucking banter.
Oh,
like,
God.
there was another one as well saying he sounds like he owns a kebab shop.
Oh my God.
Like, absolute brilliant. Like, no respects. Like, I was commenting, I commented on the Rangers groups, and I said he's actually a really solid coach, and we should give him a bit of respect.
Why did he take it? Let Pepe take it.
What a free kick!
Let Pepe take it, you fraud.
Whatever happened to Thomas Partey? Like, honestly, in Spain, he looked like Ralph Ten Bears, and he looks like a gummy bear in England.
He's been injured all year, though.
But he'd never been injured. He had never been injured.
Never been injured in his life. Ever.
He reminds me of Levi Casbolt.
Don't put him in that category.
Because he was a bully in training. But then when he plays, he can't do anything.
I'll come down to your house right now. I'll cut your cock off.
Thomas Partey, more like.
Fuck. He's never been injured ever. And then he comes to Arsenal.
The one thing I will say about him, that Australians aren't respected in world football. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And I don't know why, because I've got to say, since I've been over here, like, you are a pretty good football nation. Like, there is a lot of, like, when I was growing up, Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka, there was some very good footballers.
Oh, yeah.
Grella,
the talent now.
Vinny Grella, Bresciano.
Like, one of my favourite players for Rangers, Craig Moore. He was Aussie.
Yeah. He was a goer. Yeah. You know who I loved? Brett Emerton.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, he went for days, that bloke.
Yeah.
As half-time, 1-0.
Yep. 1-1, lads.
Kevin Muscat is a perfect example. Was a coach Melbourne Victory, a team in Victoria, then he went to coach in Europe. Decent player as well, Kevin Muscat.
Yeah. I think the golden era of Australian football was that. I mean, that World Cup qualifying. Yeah. I mean, in 2006, that squad was.
Yeah, but all those players, they all played in top leagues.
Yeah, but see then, most of them played either in the Premier League, in the Serie A, or in La Liga.
They all played in Divi 1. They're all top leagues. And so that's all the players now dead shits.
Yeah, well, I look at it as well, and I reckon that, like, I mean, you can even make the argument that the side that won the Asian Cup, the Asian Cup.
It was Asian Cup, whatever it is.
That one, that side was, I mean, because that side couldn't win the Asian Cup. That Australian side back in the mid 2000s couldn't do it. So, but Japan were pretty good back then as well.
Yeah.
But I actually think that side was unbelievable back in the mid 2000s.
That was a great team.
But, you know, I still think that the A-League has actually destroyed the development of footballers in this country, really.
Well, the thing is, you can pay all those kids. They're not all the most talented players. All the most talented players that can't afford to play soccer here.
Correct. And I think
you're going to pay thousands to play here.
You got to think too. The AFL control the narrative here, man. Like it's an AFL. It's an AFL.
I've got to say, it's really expensive because I've enrolled my kids playing soccer.
Thousands.
And like in the UK, obviously, it's our national game, so it's like literally free.
A couple hundred.
You know what I mean? Like everyone does it. But even AFL systems here, it's quite expensive to get.
You've got to have money. If you don't have money,
I don't understand, because this is a sport country. Like sport, I'm jealous of my kids because we used to have to go and kick a football around in the pissing rain and snow. Like it's always nice here.
It's one of them. Like every sport here is expensive. Every sport, you got to have money. If you don't have money, your kid's not playing.
Spot on, boys. 100%.
I hate that too, because of the most talented kids, they get left out.
Yeah. What's happened to
That's Lacazette? A good question. Whatever happened to Lacazette as well? He was brilliant, Lacazette.
Yeah, he was probably our best striker last season, and we were shit.
He was.
Yeah.
I got him on. I used to sign him on Football Manager 19.
Yeah, straight in. Yeah, Leon, straight in. Yeah, straight in. I don't know. He's just fallen off the face of the earth. I think age has caught up to him as well.
Maybe.
Lacazette is Audi Thierry.
Yeah, spot on. He is. He
Craig
actually
Moore,
is.
Harry Kewell never came through the Aussie system.
See, that's it. Exactly. The European development path is
Different mold.
it's
just
a
better.
different mold, man. Like
You know,
it's
if I had the A-League, I don't think there's enough natural talent to sustain
I'm
the
telling you,
teams
it's
we've got.
garbage. Even my go.
well, you know what? You look at it, right? You look who. I mean, you look at who won the A-League this season, right? Melbourne City. They absolutely dominated the A-League this year, right? But look who they've got backing them. They've got the City Group backing them. It's a European powerful development. You know, you've got the backing of them, and you've got the insight from that type of group, and you've got the insight from Premier League winning coaches and everything. I mean, the development of their players and the way that their systems work this year. I mean, it was inevitable that this was going to happen once they had the backing of the City Group.
It was about to come. Like, if it wasn't going to be last year, it was going to be this year. And they'll probably win the next 5.
I think for countries like Australia, like I follow a lot of the MLS. I've got a few American friends, and they're heavy into it from the days in the UK. And I think how their system is brilliant for the development of American kids. I think the fact that it's so marketable, they've got big deals, and they really push it internationally. And they get the international money. That's one of the big things about the MLS. It's more watched outside of America. So they have a
market, though. A-League doesn't have the market.
And I think that's where Australia, it's a wonderful place to live. It's a wonderful place to come. So these older stars, if you started attracting them and big businesses got around it, if you got your Messis when they're 35, 36, you're starting to attract that young talent to the game to play with them. And I think that's a trick that they missed.
Yeah. The thing is that stops it is that you got a salary cap.
Well, that's it. Exactly.
Salary cap ruins everything. Who's going to come here for what? 100K? You can't even sign someone for 50K.
No, that's what I mean. Like the Americans with their marquee player rule, where it's off the books, it attracts them big stars. Like you look at America once they started bringing the international names.
Yeah,
you saw a huge development, especially now 10 years after Becks, where kids were inspired by Beckham. They went through the system, and you look at America's side. I reckon they'll win a World Cup before 2040 because they are churning the kids out. The talent,
really.
Well, they got Pulisic. They got that McKennie kid that plays at.
Yeah, and then they've got Raya as well coming through. Yep. Absolute
why do you think America have not been able to? I mean, they dominate world sport everywhere, but why has football not been the thing that they've been able to really grasp?
They first used to do it like you guys, where they were at first, when the MLS first started, it was very arrogant, and it's going to be America for America. We're not going to get any overseas players. We're going to build it in-house. We'll mimic the NBA, and we'll do drafts and have it all singing and dancing. We'll bring the college into it so we can rip them off revenue. But once they took that arrogance out and realized that this is America, you've got Hollywood, you've got San Fran, you've got all these places that Europeans dream of going, use it as a retirement village. That's when the kids started coming, because Beckham was a huge impact to there. Like Americans frothed it. Like the amount of people that I knew who were Americans in England suddenly started following soccer on the back that Beckham went to LA Galaxy. Yeah. And they'd never watched the Premier League, but suddenly they were interested because they knew Beckham. He was a brand name.
Correct.
Like, that's what you guys need to do. Like Chris Beach is spot on here. Del Piero. I remember Del Piero coming here.
Oh, yeah. Massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and Fowler came here, didn't he? Because I remember staying up late.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Sky Sports took the piss.
Who was he playing for? North Queensland?
North Queensland Fury.
Yeah, because I remember Emil Heskey when he came over here.
Yeah, he came. He did.
Sky Sports took the piss and had Heskey cam. You could press the red button and just follow Heskey, because Emil Heskey, literally, how that guy is a footballer, I don't know. I mean, that guy has got more caps than he deserves. Like, how many caps has Emil Heskey got?
Oh, well, he was going around when Michael Owen was banging home goals for the Three Lions, man.
Like Emil Heskey, Sven-Goran Eriksson used to love him so much, he made him a left winger. Like, let that sink in. Jesus Christ.
He's a meme. He's a meme.
There was a
caps for England.
There was a funny. How many?
62.
How many goals?
How many goals you score? What,
11.
Oh, God.
I
He did score that goal against
remember-
Germany, though.
I
Yeah,
can't
he did.
remember who it was for. I think it may have been when he was playing. It was either Premier League or it was for England. And
Villa?
I can't remember. He took a shot, right? And the ball ended up like at the corner flag. And someone has dubbed over the top of it. Do you remember when Gerrard scored that cracker against Olympiacos? And
Of course,
they did
yeah.
the crack, oh, you beauty! What's happened?
Yeah.
Honestly, growing up, the worst footballer I ever saw was a guy called Jason Lee. He played for Nottingham Forest, and he used to have like an afro type thing, but he like crumped it up. And they used to have a chant called "He's got a pineapple on his head."
Oh, was it like it looked like Huddleston's hair?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a show called Fantasy Football in the UK, and I remember that they got sued for this because they made a joke that Frank Clark, who was the coach at the time, was petitioning to get a goal made out, and it was like a crossbar. It had like the crossbar, but then it would go up diagonally for 200 feet, and it was just a small bit because this guy could not hit a cow's ass with a banjo. But then Emo Heskey came on, and I remember him at Leicester. He was Jamie Vardy for Leicester, no joke. Like, he was brilliant. Peeled off the back of the last man. He was big, he was strong, he had everything. And then he went to Liverpool, and God knows what Liverpool did to him. Like, he became gash, like really bad. Like, honestly, anyone who says Emo Heskey was good, mental. Mental.
You know what? The comparison is he's Levi Casbolt.
He's Levi Casbolt. Like, it sounds like a good fucking idea because he's big, he's strong, and he's got a bit of pace.
He's Levi Casbolt.
In reality, shithouse.
He's big. He's strong. He's probably ripping bongs. Levi Casbolt. Levi Casbolt.
Literally, Emo Heskey, honestly, one of...
no.
Let's not even get started. How does Berisha stack up
The
against
Albanian Warrior?
I think you go for Brisbane Rom. I don't go for anyone in the A-League.
I loved Bessart, even when he was at Brisbane Roar. What a jet.
Heskey in FIFA was OP, overpowered. Yeah.
Melbourne Victory, I'd probably go for if I had to go for anyone.
Yeah, Victory. Well, mate, I went to their games religiously from like
we
maybe...
should go. Like, get a firm going.
You can't do that anymore.
Can't do that anymore, mate. The firms are all gone from there, mate. Northern Terrace, M3, all those guys. Well, I went religiously from when I was about maybe 17 till about maybe 20.
Bro, I used to go to every game.
Remember we were at the grand final back when
we went to every grand final. Yeah, all of them. All of them. I remember when we used to use my brother as bait to try and get balls off the players.
Oh, yeah.
we got three. 2 Archie Thompson and a Danny Allsop.
Danny Allsop, yes.
Danny Allsop, what a player.
When he first came to the A-League, he was unreal. Unreal.
I think back when the A-League first started out here, maybe the first 2 to 3 years or the first quality. It was unbelievable.
Better quality.
It was, mate, the atmosphere at the games, Pommy, when it was like, 000. They got that. I think they got the record crowd to Docklands. It was like nearly 55,000 people.
54, correct.
It was incredible.
I think they missed tricks though. Like, I think if I was in charge of Australian soccer, the first thing I'd do would be get rid of all these teams and affiliate them with AFL teams.
Yeah.
Because then the loyalty's already there. Because Australians are really loyal. I love the way, I love the abuse I got when Ash Barty won Wimbledon because we were cheering for the other bird. And people were PMing me going, what's wrong with your country? And I'm like, well, we're going for the underdog. That's what they'll do. Because you got battered in the first set. But, I think if you did that, you look at the local rivalries, what makes football great is the rivalries make it so strong. 100%. So you had an Essendon, a Collingwood, a Carlton, and a Richmond soccer side, and then you went with a couple of overseas. I reckon you'd start to build that loyalty and familiarity with people because at the moment, no one cares, but it's played opposite to AFL. So it should be packed. It should be packed.
Well, I reckon that I don't know. I reckon they missed a trick with the NSL.
The ethnic teams, like you know where I think they went downhill, Pommy. Once they started, look, and I fully understand that there were a lot of people inside the firms within Melbourne Victory. I mean, and the Western Sydney Wanderers fans and the firms,
unreal, crazy, unreal,
bro.
Yes,
incredible.
The RBB.
The problem is that, like, yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, but I think the problem is now. I think that they've gone like they've almost gone too family centric.
Yeah, nah.
And it's just like it's complete. Like they've completely sanitized the game down here, which I don't think that's not the essence of football. Like the round ball is about. It's about passion. It's flares, it's passion, it's like I for me when they started going away from that, when they started banning all these people, I think it went a little bit too far. Yeah, and they were all like
I don't care about segregation because it creates that away end, but it's I mean, like if you start getting rid of all those firms, like you were saying, like the Northern Terrace, M13 and all this and that. No one's going to want to go because that's why a lot of families went as well. I remember when we used to go, you don't even go for the football. You go to hear chants and then the football's like nearly second nature,
Mate, the chants are the best. I mean, I remember taking one of the kids to, I think it was West Coast Hawthorn. I got free tickets when I was living out in Pakenham. And we went down and I was in the normal section. And I remember some guy actually came up to me and goes, your kids shouldn't be here. Why? And I'm like, why? And he was like, because she'll hear language.
Good.
And I'm like, that's what I think happens in Australian sport now. It becomes so watered down.
Correct.
Where, like, when I was a kid, my pop used to take me to the Jers and used to say this to me, let it all out, son. So I'd say the C-bomb. I'd say the F-bomb. I'd go crazy at like 6 and 7 years old because I was taught this was the one-off. This next 2 hours is your release, and then as soon as we go out of Ibrox, you're back to being my boy.
Well, that's what I probably treat it as when I go to the footy. It's like an anger, it's like a release.
Mate, like when we used to go to Ibrox and stuff, I have mates who are doctors and lawyers, and some of the stuff they'd say,
you never hear them say it.
And then my brain would be like, hang about, you're a copper. Like my brain would twig and go, Agaba, he's a cop. But like it's that release for people because life is so mundane.
Correct. Yeah. Spot on.
I mean, far out. I just think like David Gallup, even coming in, even just before him coming in too, they destroyed it. They actually destroyed the soccer football for what it was in Australia. I mean, I'm going
to leave you guys to it. I'm just going to go to the little boys' room.
No worries. We'll take over the stream, bro.
We'll take it over. Man. And I think we have to. Nuno Tavares scored the goal, not Balogun.
I was going to say, fuck.
Yeah, it didn't look like Balogun when I look back at it.
Yeah, they've got to fix up the.
Kieran Tierney's on. Kieran.
I legitimately. Do you remember that podcast you sent me with those English fellas or those Scottish boys?
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Fucking could not understand a single word he was saying.
And they had Kieran, with the one with Kieran on it. Yeah. Hey, they needed subtitles.
No idea what he was saying.
Laka Sweat's on. Aubameyang out left. What else have we got? Anyone else come off?
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see how we head up into the season because what have we got Brentford, but those danger games when you have to face the newly promoted teams.
Yeah. Well, if they got fans, you don't want it.
No, every time those away games early in the year against newly promoted teams, danger.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a good test to see first half where we're at.
I think so.
I think we should do it. I think we should bring in. Like this comment here from Andrew, I think we should bring more of a soccer environment to AFL. Like,
100%. It's completely missing from the AFL.
I don't get the reason why we don't have it. Man, I'd love to chant in the crowd, get something going.
Mate, I remember my first game, Carlton Collingwood. Oh, Carlton Richmond, and like I was sat down and there was 2 Richmond fans, so I didn't know anything about AFL, and I thought I was in the wrong section. I was going to get done over because like I'd walked in and there was just Richmond fans everywhere, and I'm kind of like and I thought, wait a minute, maybe they'll take pity on me because of my accent and they won't cave my face in.
Nah.
And they were totally fine with me. They were like, "Oh, you supporting the Baggers? Oh, good luck today. I think we've got."
I want to
like,
get abused. I want to get abused when I'm opposition end.
And then I was thinking, imagine being a Rangers guy and then just walking in to the Celtic section.
Yeah, good luck.
Right, boys, how you doing?
You couldn't show your colour.
Which would be the last words you've ever said.
What shank would you like me to insert inside your kidney?
Stanley. Give me Stanley.
A good mate of mine, John, right? When we went to Celtic Rangers in the semis, it would have been like 2008, 2007, and he jumped the fence when we got the equaliser, and he ran over there, and he was like this over in front of the Celtic section, and he was like, "Come and get me, you fuckers!" And honestly, you could hear from the other ground like the anger, the hate, like you could feel if they could somehow get to him. He was dead.
Yeah,
he was dead. But honestly, one of the best. Like he said, it was the best buzz he's ever had because like there was literally 10,000 people going to kill him.
Oh, what a save!
What a save!
You've got adrenaline belting through your body, like it's you don't know what you're doing.
But I love that. I'd love to see a standing section at the footy. That's what I would love to see.
I'd like to hear some proper songs because
me too.
I'll give Collingwood one thing, and this is one thing I'll give them. That Collingwood chant at the G is magical.
When it rings around, it's fantastic. Yeah, it is.
Like, and then like I hear my team going, Carlton.
Give me a C.
The one that pisses me off. Like we're spelling the names. We're spelling the names.
C. A. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I stood next to someone once, and they went like this: C R A, and I'm like, how are you spelling the name wrong? How?
Carlton.
Oh, come on,
Carlton.
Come on, help me out.
Fuck me.
Like honestly, I'd love to do it. Like honestly, I know a load of expats. I know a load of expats. Like I would be happy. I could get 18 English blokes together and we could write songs for each club. We'd be happy to do it because we'd have a little bit of competition of who can freaking make the most offensive one that gets through.
Imagine flares at the footy.
Oh, I'd love that. Like, imagine Carlton Collingwood, right? And it's a home game, and there's blue flares.
Yeah.
You're there as the walking out with a big sign saying "Welcome to hell."
Yeah. Well, I said if we make it to a grand final, key and operative word, and if we win, that I'm bringing flares. They're going off.
Yeah,
it's coming. Fuck, I don't care. It's like fuck. Imagine the scenes.
Do you remember that game, round 2 in Richmond? After we lost to Richmond, 7-18, when we lost to Gold Coast, when Tom Lynch went off.
Yeah.
Me and my mate were centre wing, and there was a I can't remember who it was, but someone laid a hard bomb on Lynch in like the opening first 2 minutes, and me and my mate started the chant, "Get into them, fuck them up," and some old lady told us to watch the language, and I was like, "Oh, come on." We were trying to get it going because he was a pom as well. We're like, shall we just? He was like, "I'm just going to take the piss and try and get some chants going."
Football, it's a shame. Like AFL's not like that, man. It's just
shit. It's actual shit for fans.
I think it's lost. It's actually lost its tribalism.
It's shit. It's actual. When you go to the footy now, it's like going to a fucking library. No one says anything.
It was like I showed my mate Mars going off at the players, and his exact words were, he was like, "That's tame."
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I showed him the comments you were getting, and he's like, "What is wrong with these people?"
Yeah. I mean, that was probably tamed by my own standards, but it's just shit. It's just
You'd expect it though, like as a player, Like you hear footballers talk in the UK when they lose and they're getting abuse from the
They
fans.
expect it.
They're saying we deserve it. Look at the
Good.
like. I remember Ian Holloway saying that famous phrase: "The table doesn't lie,"
Oh, it doesn't.
and I love that by him. I love that by him. Bring back the Mexican wave, says Peter. I love a Mexican wave.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey,
You know where it stops? Always stops at the MCC section.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because they're too busy
Fucking
drinking.
cheese platted dogs.
I never forget when I was at the Melbourne game and some guy, no
Can't
joke,
stand him.
had a thimble of wine, and he was sat
Oh,
It was like a thimble. It was like a real small thing. And he knocked into me and he was like, "I'm sorry, mate." And I was like, "What are you drinking?" And he's like, "Oh, wine." And I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Like, it's beer or pie."
That's what I
He had an
mean.
open sandwich as well, no joke.
How are you?
Open-
They got
open-
cheese platters and crackers and shit when you go to a Melbourne game. They
Right,
got
'cause I
hot
said to-
gloves.
No joke. He had an egg mayo sandwich, which I thought was weird anyway, because egg mayo's not a go-to. And it had no lid on it. And I was like, "Oh, mate, they've ripped you off. You've only got half a sandwich." And he was like, "It's an open sandwich." And I'm like, "What? What?" And he was like, "Oh, it's just one bit of bread." And I'm like, "What's the fucking point of that?" Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Open
nah,
sandwich.
you know what? But fair play to him. I actually went to the Melbourne GWS game and I was giving him hell. Like, legit hell. And no one said anything to me. I don't know if they were scared or just, I don't know.
They
But
probably were scared.
that it's probably like no one in their supporter base section was giving it to any of their players. No one.
Would love to do chance at the footy. Fucking oath.
Fucking
Imagine,
We
oath.
should do it.
imagine like a whole wing just like
Oh, Bay, just losing it.
incredible.
Some bullshit chance.
I've got about 15 chants ready for tomorrow. With
I
me
know
and
you
Stu.
do.
I've got
I
a
know
few.
you do.
I've got a few offensive ones in personally
Good.
at him as well.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
come on. You got to do better than that. That cutback was...
Oh, that's a hard challenge from Tierney. Have a look at
They
that.
never let flares at the footy because flares equals wogball. AFL needs to maintain its cultural bubble from the rest of the world. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I'd love a little bit of flares, man.
I'll do it. If we get to a grand final, I'll make sure one goes off.
Like, I'd like to go to level 3 and, do that game where you try and get a paper aeroplane to hit a player.
Yeah.
Because from level 3 at the G, you might be able to get it. It might end up in England. It's that high. Oh,
Oh, how's he miss that?
Lundstrom's got freaking a 50-cent head.
He does. It's jizzle.
Look at that head.
Here we
It's a
go.
shell.
It's
Again,
on
set
now.
pieces.
Imagine him headbutting you. Imagine him headbutting you. You
Ah,
would crumple
just
like
dead.
a.
That's a tough chance, though. It's behind him.
Yeah.
It's a tough chance.
The little flick on.
No, but he's
Look
half
at the
man,
tab.
half cyborg.
Look at the tab. Oh,
Oh, yeah, maybe he could have done better. Look on the replay, maybe he could have done a bit better.
a little flicker. Oh, he's
Yeah.
not.
I don't trust him because he's from Liverpool, but he's got the most Swedish name you've ever seen. Like
Lundstrom.
I'm not accusing John of anything, but I think he's nicked a surname there.
He probably
Proper
has.
tied it off.
Probably
Love
try and get more on
Love
his
to see
transfer.
flares at the footy. I think someone
I think someone ripped a flare at the AFL game in Adelaide one year from memory. Are you sure that
Okay.
wasn't ripped a bong?
Oh, well, with Martin.
Yeah, did you see that Dustin Martin when he was at the State of Origin and he was giving it large?
Oh, with Fisher. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
losing it. Losing it. Pardon the pun.
See Lacazette that missed there, mate. 3-4 years ago,
He buried that. Bottom
he's
corner.
hitting that on target.
Yeah, bottom corner buried.
Oh, how was the presentation of Williard in the Hibernian game?
Oh,
Someone who was it? I think somebody in the comments said that Arsenal needed to register 2 players, one
Oh, yeah.
Willian and his gut.
I'm not one to talk, but as a professional football
Right,
player,
he
dude.
looked terrible.
You know,
Some
a lot of those Brazilians, mate, they get overweight quite quickly.
Some of them footballers, though, when they put a bit of weight on, are exceptional. Like Eden Hazard. Did you see them pictures released of
Yeah.
Eden Hazard after
Yeah.
the injury? And he looked like Eden Hazard's dad. Like when they showed you him returning to training, I was like, that's just his dad. And he got it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a bit of pudge.
Nah.
No, but Hazard goes crazy. He goes from like athlete to...
This is, this side on the park now, this is a pretty strong Arsenal team. Smith Rowe, Elneny, Chambers, Pepe, Suarez, Holding, Lacazette, Partey, Tierney, Bellerin, and Hine in goals. Like, it's...
Why? But I don't understand why Bellerin's getting a gig. He wants to move.
What's going on with Bellerin? Do you remember when he was good?
He wants to transfer, but no one's buying him because he's shit.
He's just quick, man.
Is he the quickest anymore?
He's like, do you remember when there was a craze in the early noughties of party pills, which were like legalized drugs in clubs?
Like ecstasy, eckies and all that? Or
no, not real drugs. This is a family show. I'm talking pretend drugs. So they were just basically caffeine tablets, but everyone did them. That's what Bellerin is. It was cool when you were 13, but you realise it was just basically a cup of coffee.
He's no good, mate.
After he's done his ACL, it was all over. Even before.
And how great, the fact that when he came out and said, AFTV, they only want us to fail. They they're happy for us to fail because they're making money and blah 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 and this that. Like, I mean,
you lose all respect.
Fuck off, bro. Like, seriously,
I lose all respect when players start. Mate, worry about your on-field performance.
His name's, let's be honest, his first name's Hector for a start.
Yeah.
I
think that, but I think it begs a bigger question too. Like, I mean, why don't they just take the onus and say, yeah, right, it's not good enough. Like, we don't want our fans to be pissed off. We're frustrated that they are pissed off.
Yeah, but the good players and the good team players, I like that.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. They always take onus.
Oh, well, look at how successful Mourinho is. And I remember when he got booed off when he was, I think they lost to Sevilla in the Europa League when he was United coach. Yeah. And they asked him in his presser, like, the boos and blah, blah, and he said, we deserve them.
Yeah, we're not good enough. But he always says it too.
Yeah.
He outs players. I love him.
Like, at the end of the day, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the wonderful thing about football in the UK is 1 minute you'll hate like the Carlton fan pages, you get abuse for being upset, and then they're like, oh, well, don't celebrate when we win. Mentality is, it's meant to be fickle. It's meant to be fickle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you support them as hard as you criticize them. Is number 25 there? Is that Elneny?
The Pharaoh.
Yeah.
He is absolutely pish.
Yeah, he's Kerno. Apologies, Kerno is garbage.
He's absolute pish.
Yeah, he's no good.
When I look at players that were like CDMs, box to box, or the holding roles of Arsenal, and I go back through the archives, like the worst one I can think of in the this era is like Edu.
Yeah.
And he was pretty fucking good.
And he was a good player as well.
Like, you had Vieira, Gilberto Silva ran through. He
was Gilberto Silva.
He was underrated.
He was incredible.
He was built like a calf muscle, that guy. Absolutely.
No, he was a very good player.
That Arsenal side was ridiculous.
Well, imagine what that team would be worth now. They always say it'd be worth £1 billion pounds.
No, but you look at like that side, the Arsenal Invincibles of that era. Like, you look at the squad and some of the players that didn't even
get on the park. Yeah.
Like, didn't even play.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good, man. Honestly, like Thierry Henry, me and Terry were talking about this because, like, Terry was an Arsenal fan post Henry. Like, that guy is one of the best finishers I've ever seen.
He was
deadly.
As I think Martin Tyler once exclaimed when he was darting his way through a defence. I can't remember who was against. It might have been Liverpool. And he just kept saying, electrifying. He was just lit up the pitch.
Oh, that was when he was doing the ball rolls.
Lit up the pitch. Like that goal he scored against Tottenham when he outran
the whole run.
Oh, my God.
That's fucked.
He outdid, was it Jamie Redknapp? It was Jamie Redknapp.
Why he just stood there? He made him look a statue.
And he's finished it on his left boot, and then he's run all the way to
All
the
the
other
way
side of the
back.
ground
Yeah.
and slid in front of the Tottenham fans.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually. How's his
Hey,
bloke playing?
Don't forget. Ljungberg and Perez were a pivotal part of that squad as well.
Yeah, Ljungberg was underrated.
Mate, there was so many good players. Like I always think as well, Wiltord was really underrated at Arsenal at the time.
Well, he scored the league-winning goal against United back in when was it, 99?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was such an underrated footballer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like there was baby Cesc Fabregas as well. Like that's how long ago it was.
That's juices. That's actually
juices. Remember when he first came onto the scene with Arsenal? Wow.
What a player!
His first two seasons when he was like proper starting 11 were. Remember that goal he scored against Tottenham after I can't remember who buried. I think we went 1-0 up, and then from the restart he nicked the ball off Spurs, and he ran straight through the defence to put us 2-0 up.
His feet were unreal.
Incredible player. Oh, that's a great shout as well. Yeah, Jose Antonio Reyes.
God bless his soul.
R.I.P. God bless him, man.
God bless his soul. Wow. Yeah,
isn't his son just come through the system as well?
Not too sure.
I think is it Arsenal?
I can't remember where it is. I did see it. It was either Sevilla or Arsenal.
I was going to say, I thought it would have been Sevilla or Villarreal, wasn't it?
But I know his little boy has just made the grade.
Right.
Has just made the grade.
Well, they had some even you know who was he was no absolute star, but Jeremy Aliadier as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Real Madrid.
You're forgetting the best Arsenal player around that era. As a tall, gangly forward, I base my game on him. Kanu.
Nwankwo Kanu. Oh my God! Wow.
He was he was dang. He was like a daddy long legs, but fuck, he could finish the ball.
Wasn't he a player?
He was. I think he won goal of the month for a game a goal that if you actually watch it, he did a bit of skill. It was against United, I'm pretty sure. And he looked like skill at first take, but it was actually him trying to control the football in the air. And he fumbled it 3 times. And he happened to wrong foot. Stam, Jaap Stam. And he just runs it into the net. But if you actually watch the replay, it's him just fumbling over his feet. Absolute. Do you remember that miss as well on the goal line in the FA Cup?
I can't remember.
No, it was literally on the line. Literally on the line. I think it was against West Brom. It's literally on the goal line, and he puts it over.
There was one. I think his most famous goal was when he hit the hat trick at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, and he scored. I think Chelsea keeper came out and he was on the sideline and he smashed it home. And I think Martin Tyler ripped out the "Can you believe it?"
Oh yeah.
Have we just scored it? Oh wow!
Nah, the best was John Motson when you fielded the first ever All Foreign team, and you have if you actually go on it. I think it's titled on YouTube. Motson goes mad. He just started saying instead of the players' names, the countries, and he gets lost in it for 2 minutes, and he's like France to Spain. That's to Ivory Coast. He kind of got stuck in this because you guys retained possession so well. And I remember watching the game live going, what the hell is he doing?
Do you reckon you could get away with that now?
Nah, because they're starting to get more and more PC, the things. How's the game going? It's still 1-1. And as you can see, because we've got small talk, not much
Bad language.
Arsenal are in complete control, I think, possession-wise, which is the perfect time for the Rangers to score, I think.
Counter. Give him a counter, Tavernier.
Well, we've kept some of the players on, and my boys on.
That's a pen. That's a pen, you dog.
You don't get pens at Ibrox, bro.
True. He would get killed, the ref. Here we go. Oh, God. Well defended.
Surely
said bad language at an AFL game is unacceptable, Mars. You're in a public place with children. Lol.
You know, I'm going to put this out there, though, because I'm sure there's some parents in the audience. I don't mind swearing in front of my kids because I just teach them that they're not allowed to use the words until they can vote.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, I give my kids the same
yeah.
speech I had. When you pay me rent, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Well,
David's already started. How much rent do you want? Can I go and get a job? And I'm like, the minute you give me money, you can do whatever you want. Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Yeah, John.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Like that's what my pop used to say to me. The minute you start paying your way, son, I'll get off your ass.
Yep.
And then once I had a job and paid him rent, I'd just take the piss.
How unlucky Dustin Martin, mind you.
Yeah.
Good bump though, wasn't it? Yeah. Good bump.
I think he played out of a 269 possible games. He played like 266.
He's 360. I think he'd only missed 9.
No, 66.
Really?
Out of 269. He missed 3 games.
Bump. Great bump, though. Great. You love to see it. Oh, what has he done there?
That's putrid. Oh, look at that ball. Oh, yuck.
Tell you what, though, Arteta, when you watch Arteta, like, he must be half vampire because that twat hates crosses, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, there was no. There was a stage at the end of the year. Remember how many times we kept crossing Mars?
Oh yeah, it was all
all your crosses are the same.
Left wing. It was all to the left.
Tommy, there was at least a month in the Premier League, right, where we were playing the smallest front three that I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason or another, we just kept crossing and crossing and crossing.
But if you watched Arsenal last season, it was all down the left, Saka and Tierney. That's all it was.
No, every cross I've ever seen Arsenal, even in the EPL, it's a looped ball to far post.
Never low and hard. Give me.
Has anyone ever thought of whipping it in for Bance?
Well, that's why they've got Tierney on the left now.
What? Can somebody tell me why Kolasinac is playing? They want to get rid of him, and he's playing.
I want to know why he looks like a PT, the kind of person that's the personal trainer for your mum. And Mars, as a resident gunner, I read the story the other day that Willian looked like Mitch McGovern in fitness condition. Thoughts on the prospects?
For him,
do you remember when Willian used to be good?
What? Yeah, when he used to score free kicks against Arsenal. Yeah, no worries.
I think he's at his retirement village now. Really,
I like that, Riley. I like it. Yeah, he's garbage. He's finished.
Yeah, but he's one of them players, isn't he? That once you turn 30 and you use that yard of pace, you realise that the pants.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, what's he on? What's his wage? £300,000 a week.
Be a lot.
Yeah, he's massive wages.
I think it's 200
because Arsenal are the Carlton of the EPL.
I think our issue as well is that like that they were complaining about the wage bill for Arsenal for like the last 3 or 4 years, and they've gone and paid Willian, $350,000 a week. Just doesn't make any sense.
Mars talking about smoking bongs every week. How many times have you smoked in that room? Evidently 0 Breaking Bad, but I've eaten a few double quarter pounders in here, I'll tell you that.
Are you live streaming tomorrow, Pommy? What's going on there? You're doing something with Swoop Luke, are you?
I am. I'm live with Swoop Luke.
Right. Okay. Uh-huh.
Hopefully we beat him, the filth, but oh god.
Does that mean are we allowed to stream as a jumper punch?
I don't know. You have to ask Terry.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind a week off.
Oh yeah, fuck me. I don't blame you.
I wouldn't mind not watching these frauds, but I'll just watch it anyway. I told you, it's like going to a family dinner you don't want to go to, but you just turn up.
You got to go.
Oh, right. Come on.
Oh, it's frustrating. It's definitely frustrating.
Oh, well,
Tell you what, 20 minutes to go, and it's getting like it feels like there's a goal in this.
You reckon?
I feel like there's a goal.
One more. There's one more. One more.
The banter's going to be unreal between me and Swoop. Yeah, we get on really well as well. So we know each other's
100%.
lines, so we can push the lines. Which
You
is
lads believe in that, however it does. That's a good question.
I personally don't mind him. I don't mind him. I don't know why.
I was flipping and flopping more than a bloody
You were.
than a bloody Kong last year
You
with
were.
him. 1 minute it was out, you know.
I just feel like he doesn't have the cattle to play the way he wants to play.
No, he doesn't. I think Arsenal have completely missed the boat in the last maybe sort of
Pep
6 to 8
Guardiola.
years with football. No, not
Yeah,
just with regards to coach, but with the spending spree that all the
Yeah,
other teams
100%.
that
Well, we
were
don't
around them.
spend. We don't spend. And when we spend, it's on positions we don't need.
Well, we were promised the
think as
world
well
by
that when
Ivan
you look
Gazidis.
at- I feel sorry for Arteta in a way because he came to Emery's side, and you can see that side was very built to how he played, and
But
his
that's the
style
problem.
is so much different. So, like Arsenal have made shit decisions for a long time. I think Arteta needs time. He needs like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, more. Yeah, a minimum.
And
minimum.
I genuinely think Arsenal are the club that will give him that time.
Yeah, I think look at Ole at United. Like they've done the right thing. They've stuck by him, and he started to bring the results now. Because
You hit that.
Arsenal and United would be the hardest job in football at the moment because you've had 2 coaches that have been there forever as well.
Yeah, and it's so hard because when you're comparing it to that, like it's, you know what I mean?
Like, I think United did brilliantly with Ole, giving him the time. And I think if they do that with Arteta, I think Arteta is going to be a very good coach.
I think if United can pull off the coup for Varane, fuck man, I honestly it scares me, but I can honestly see him winning the league this year.
I think it's a huge gap for them. I think Sancho, is a brilliant gap.
They've pulled that off. If they get Varane in there as well, mate, there's
Varane's
absolutely
very,
no reason
very
they
good. Well,
can't.
how old is he? Yeah, but how old's Varane now? 30, 31?
30, yeah.
Okay. They've got a window with him. They've got probably a 3-year window.
Yeah.
And what are they?
I think
what is it? 60 mil? How much are you going to pay for him? 60 mil?
I don't know, but I think they're a genuine shout because I think for me, what I took out of their season and what I've taken out of their season for the last couple of years is their ability to be able to really perform away from home. That's been the big thing. That's what the best teams do. That's what the best teams do.
Yeah, but the enigma himself.
Andrew's gone to bed. Go Rangers. He's off.
Go Rangers.
Cheers, big Andy.
I think Breaking Bad wants you to take LSD.
Fuck me. If I took LSD, I'd kill myself.
Mars, do you have any advice for someone trying LSD? You too, Paul. My advice is don't try it.
Don't try it, and fuck, you'll never need to know. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, get in!
Another corner.
You're kidding me.
Classic.
A fucking corner
there.
again.
Big Eaton.
Right, it's every. I'm telling you, it's
honestly.
This is
you're
our
playing the
problem.
team as well that specialises in set pieces.
Oh my god, how bad is that? Oh,
that's identical to the first goal.
Who's at the back post?
That's identical to the first goal as well.
Oh, what is, bro? Come on, bro. There's no one on him, and there's no one front post. Look at this.
It is how. Oh mate, I get so rolled up when Arsenal concede from corners because they've done it for years.
You know, there's a percentage. Fuck!
Look at Bellerin. Look at Bellerin. Bellerin is always. Look at him. Look at Bellerin. Look at him. Look at him.
But Bellerin was on Itten. Like that's like when Carlton put Stocker
on Liam Ryan.
On a key forward. Remember that is the biggest mismatch in the world at a set piece.
You know, there's a stat. I don't know where it is. I don't quote me on it, but I think it's like not even like 0.1% of goals are scored through like corners. Like the amount of chances you get. There's some bullshit, ridiculous stat. And I reckon we let in about 50% of our goals through corners every year.
It's just ridiculous. I don't understand how you can not. I mean, we've conceded twice from fucking corners. Twice.
Here we go.
Oh, go on. What ball?
Put Kolasinac in a spliff.
What?
Put him in a spliff. Put him in one.
The problem is Itten has got the pace of a Renault Espace. Like, he is the only person who runs and actually gets slower.
He's
Look at
like,
him. Look at his pace.
wow.
Like, his legs are going overtime.
That's a free.
Oh, that's a penalty, that ref.
Nah, relax. That's it.
Oh, it's just outside.
In the box.
It's only a pre-season, Dan. Calm down. Doesn't count, but we are about to be a top 6 Premiership side.
No, where do we finish this year? 8th?
Nah, I reckon 7th.
Top 10 then.
Yeah, top 10, 100%. Oh, you don't. Well, with no European football,
You know what shits me? I'll tell you what shits me about this side is that they do this all the time. Dominate possession, have nothing to show for it, and then concede just a shit goal.
you score this. Oh,
Oof.
have a hit. Oh,
Come on, Patterson, man.
Oh,
you just I don't know. They're lacking that creative, that edge up top. They just don't have it. No one that can unlock a defense.
I always think, though, that with Pep and watching Arteta, like, you need a Torren, a Dominic Torren, or Lilo, who Pep's got now, who's a defensive specialist. I don't think defensively Arteta sets up well.
Nah.
So I mean, who is there at Arsenal?
what do you mean defensively? Do you mean defensively from set pieces or just the whole thing?
I think I think even when you transition, when you lose the ball,
Yeah. I mean, we're too open. We're too open when we lose the ball.
like we're cutting you to shreds.
Yeah. When teams hit us on the counter, it's in 2 passes. It goes bang bang, and the thread.
Yeah, on the counter, I mean, if Itten actually had pace.
Yeah. Oh, mate, he'd have 4 by now.
I mean, you're just lucky that Itten, honestly, runs about as fast as my nan, and she died in fucking 08. Hey. Rip Nan.
I don't know.
Like, do you know what I mean?
On transition, they're like Carlton. They're actually like Carlton.
Mars, what's your hidden talent? What's your hidden talent besides smoking 4 bongs at once?
Hey! Tell you what, Breaking Bad's got it.
How'd you miss that?
Oh!
He's hit it right at the keeper.
Like this is bad.
Hold you on the counter again. Oh, what's my hidden talents? Well, I don't know. Maybe
How is it not 3-1?
When was the last time a non-Celtic Rangers side, I'm guessing you mean won the Scottish League? Fuck.
No.
I think it would be 8. I know my Aberdeen, from my Auntie Michelle, when I was born, they won the title. So I think you'll have to check it. I would say 85 would be the last time someone.
Nearly 40 years ago.
That's not us.
Liverpool win the league if Van Dijk is back. City second, Chelsea third. I reckon City go again.
What's Kes Magpies is asked, if you don't watch Carlton play, do you guys feel bad about it, or do you get supporters saying that you're not true supporters if you don't watch Carlton play?
No, I haven't missed Carlton in about 30 years.
Carlton game for
since we were born, mate.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the last Carlton game I've missed in Melbourne. I'll tell you when it was. It was in 2019. We played on a Sunday afternoon against Essendon, and the night before, I got absolutely sloshed out, and I was absolutely done, and I didn't end up going to the game. And it was when we lost to Essendon, and the day after that, Brendan Bolton got sacked.
Yes,
It's a curse.
Yeah. I'm genuinely not sure when I missed the last Melbourne game. I used to take work off to watch Carlton. So
To be fair,
I'm not sure.
it doesn't take not going to the game to be told you're not a proper fan by
No,
Carlton's
but
fans.
I mean,
you could,
even if you
could
do go or you don't go, that's not. It doesn't decide whether you're a proper fan. Everyone's a proper fan.
No, but in Carlton circles, you could pick your
I know,
nose
you're not a
with your
proper
left
fan.
hand, and you're not a real fan.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Breaking
it's-
Bad. When did
This boy's proper fan, and I love it.
When did I become a PE teacher?
you do have a PE teacher vibe, actually?
Hey, everyone loved their PE teacher.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Everyone loves their PE teacher, so I'll take it as a compliment. So does that
Riley
mean
says
you're getting sloshed tonight or next week? So no.
Yes.
I wish him all the success in the world.
No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. I'm speaking for him. No, he doesn't.
Oh no, what's happened here?
Oh, sausage. Reece Nelson. Oh, it's Eddie.
What a finish!
Eddie. Eddie.
What a finish!
I haven't seen. Oh, here we go.
I've never seen him finish like that in my life.
What a absolute!
That's a good goal. Has that gone through McGregor's legs?
Yeah, he has finished that. Like
you'll never,
released.
Pommy, you'll never see him finish like that ever again.
He has finished that like a returning Vietnam prisoner of war. Like he has absolutely KO'd that. Look at it.
Oh, what about the keeper? Sorry, but as a keeper,
don't get beaten at your post.
Yeah, but McGregor can't bend down below his waist.
Yeah, he's 50.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
Mate, look at this. What a finish.
Well, it's a smart. No, it's a smart finish because he's completely caught him off guard.
Yeah, he's come back through him.
It's a smart finish.
Because no one in the right mind would go near post in that shot.
No,
but well done.
No, it's a very intelligent finish. Really well done.
2-2.
Really well done,
2-2. 5 minutes to go.
Mars, how long have you been working at Off Your Tree?
Probably 15 years too long.
Off Your Tree? What is that shop? Is that not Off Your Tree? I could have sworn that they're in. I reckon there's one in Cavill Avenue.
Is
in
there?
the Gold Coast? I reckon I've been there as well. I don't know. What are they? What is Off Your Tree? Oh, the Bong Place. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wait up. Let me get it.
Hey!
On you, Martin. Thanks, Martin.
I know in groups on Facebook, as soon as you use banter for our clash against Carlton, didn't like my language. I use the same language to my mates and they know me well. It's one of them things though, isn't it? Some people don't like, I've never, like, obviously I remember the first time I used the F word in a Carlton forum and someone actually called me up for it and I was actually genuinely shocked because on a night time I'll comment in Rangers posts and Carlton posts and I've got to have two personalities. Do you know what I do? Because if I speak like I do in the Rangers world,
I don't understand. Why is there now such a big focus on like language? Like, why is this all of a sudden become such a big, massive issue?
Oh, save McGregor, you always
that was fucking Bellerin on his left. I don't understand it. I actually don't understand it.
I don't get it. Like what? I've never understood people who don't like swearing. Like I understand, like, you know, there's a professional situation, like, you know, if you're at work or something,
yeah,
that's in front of customers.
That's different. Yeah,
I honestly don't know how.
Yeah, but you know what?
I don't know how you can get offended by anything on the internet. Full stop. Because you can block people. Like you can't do that in real life.
Imagine just blocking somebody right in front of you.
No, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a pub and you want to piss me off, I can't do anything other than physically confront you. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to either verbally or physically stop you. But on the internet, I don't even have to say anything. I can just press a button.
Well, it's a strange place, isn't it? Like social media is like one of the strangest places because you engage in discussion with people you've never heard of and never met, and you get so rolled up by it. Like it's the weirdest domain. Like it's.
I swear quite a lot though, but I get away with it because I use English.
Oh, Willian, he's put it over the bar. Where are we?
Our goal kick just quietly are like Carlton's kick-ins at the moment. Like Jesus, but it's a no. I get away with it because I use pommy things like wet wipe is super offensive. Like back home.
Your dad works at Avon.
Yeah, your dad works at Avon. It's a good
I like
one,
that one.
Remember saying I wanted to take up the Arsenal job a few years back. People thought it was crazy how quickly we forget where Arsene Wenger came from. Spot on, Eugene. Well, Arsene Wenger was he was Japanese league, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Or China?
Japanese.
Yeah. You see, I think the problem with football at times, right, is I agree that you should only get a year or 2 years if it's a rotating job. But I think if a coach has been there 5 years, like I always say this about United, I thought giving Moyes 6 years was a great idea. They should have stuck with it for 6 years because he needed to rebuild. And look, 6th year now, Man United are back.
Yeah. They've just churned through a whole bunch of coaches.
Like you look at that Moyes' first year, look at the team, absolutely pish.
Oh, yeah.
Like absolute garbage, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was shit. It was actually shit.
I mean, he's taken off Cleverley, bought on Fellaini. I mean, I'm sorry to say again, it's Moyes. You were spot on.
Do a better job.
Look at that Pom with his that. To be fair, that was a lucky guess. I just remember that when I was born, it was the last year because
however, something like someone naming a segment after Viagra. On the other hand, what's that in reference to?
What?
Vince's Viagra. I get it.
Yeah, I thought that's what. However, hold on, wait. Also, anyone who doesn't like swearing is a mug. However, something like someone naming a segment after Viagra. Yeah, okay, right. Okay.
It's quite hard to understand that.
You bellend.
Tommy, what was the drug experience that made you decide you'd stick to doing scout reports? I'd probably say 2002. I was at uni in Birmingham, so there was probably some heavy nights on the pingers. Probably one of them has dislodged recently, and I realised how mediocre my life is now as a dad. So probably that.
Good answer.
Yeah, you get honesty here at Pominos. It's what we're all about. Social media is like a mediocre football team. It drags you to mediocre levels, but we're here.
Is he referring to Carlton?
Clearly.
Better not be Rangers otherwise.
We're not even mediocre at the moment.
I was going to say, better not be Rangers, otherwise I'm getting in a car and freaking going to go and dust him up. Here we are, free kick, guaranteed goal this against
this is going to just be whipped in.
Oh, fucking
hell. You got up as well.
You got a fair chunk of it.
Question, is old mate, anyone that doesn't like fucking swearing has issues, agree. Question, is old mate who whipped that ball in, is he wearing those old Nike Mercurials?
No. They did a revamp. They were
like, mate, that was like...
That's good? Ronaldo. That's 2000 and... wait up, 11.
2011.
Yeah, 10 or 11. They're the old Mercurial Vapors. I think they're the 5s.
Yeah, the red with the silver thing on the outside.
They brought them back.
They did in silver.
Yeah, they did a tribute to him. Ronaldo been wearing them. What's he said? If Carlton win the premiership, we'll let you what? Will you let Marcel you bingers? This bloke's cooked.
Full time, TT. What? Why does everyone think you're a drug dealer? Are they drawing into stereotypes because you're a wog and you're wearing a tracking top?
I don't mind it. I love it.
I think it's because it was the Louis Vuitton bag, wasn't it? I think it was the Louis Vuitton bag. Have you got it? Oh, yeah, it's in the back there. It's there. Get it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, see, there it is. See?
It's a real specific, reference. You know what though? Just talking about footy boots, I always thought the Adidas Copa Mundials, they were
tech.
That's what Pommy was wearing. I
love them. Beckenbauer vibes,
mate. It's what Pommy was wearing. Do you know what I mean? Because I wasn't allowed coloured boots.
I love the old Predator Manias.
Oh yeah,
white ones.
Even the Lottos in 2006 were mad.
Oh, the one that Francesco Totti wore them, white with the gold.
They were actually one of the first slip-on footy boots there were. They're like $400.
I was actually in the Salvos the other day, and there was actually some original Adidas Predators.
Surely you picked them up.
I didn't know because they were a size like 4.
Doesn't matter. He could have sold them shit.
Mate, no, they were cat condition though, but they were original. I was showing my son and saying like, because it was like proper bumpy, weren't they? Proper bumpy. Like, and you look at the new Predators, they're kind of smooth. But I remember my mate having Predators, and in football training, he'd take the corners, and he was left-footed, and it used to be inside, and I used to be like the chief target because I was always a bit taller than the kids. Yeah. And like the whippage used to get, like it was insane.
That's
like,
sick. They're the old kangaroo leather. They're one of the first ones to have kangaroo leather.
Like curving the ball when I was a kid. Like if you moved it like half a meter, you were a god.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that Roberto Carlos?
Yeah.
When he did the Tournoi de France, and it was like people go out of their mind. Every free kick nowadays is like that.
Is exactly correct. You don't know.
It's just on Twitter. They've just announced Sky Sports have just said United are close to personal terms with Varane.
Varane. Rafael Varane. Yeah, he's a quality defender.
What do you reckon's going to happen with Kane? Do you reckon he goes?
I think so. Tottenham aren't a big club, man.
He's going to City. City
Tottenham don't have that prestige, man. They never have and never will.
No, I agree with you. But do you think, like, I'm surprised you guys don't have a cheeky pop at him because he is an Arsenal fan by birth.
No way. That won't happen.
Well, remember what happened with Sol Campbell, and he ended up
coming. But he ain't 150 million, and then fucking Stan Kroenke wasn't back then. So
that's true. It's true.
Do you remember that? Do you remember those Sol Campbell? Like the Spurs
very cold. Oh God.
What did he say? I moved to Arsenal so I could win the league at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
I always love the Judas when the fans like burn their fingers and stuff.
Judas.
There's been some great like you don't even get that anymore. Like the transfers like that. Like very rarely do clubs do business.
No.
It's not only Arsenal do that. Only Arsenal do that.
What did we make of the game? What did you make of the game today? I don't know. It was a bit.
I thought it was a proper pre-season game, wasn't it?
First half started off strong, and then the second half kind of.
It was a proper pre-season game, though, wasn't it? You can see that the wonderful thing about football is we're kind of indoctrinated not to read into pre-season. And basically watching a training session.
Yeah.
It's quite different to the AFL where we take a preseason game and go, we're top 4, we're going to win the league. Yeah, no worries.
You see, I always find it weird with AFL because people put a lot of onus on it. Like, I'm so used to preseason and just being like losing 4-0 to Blackpool and being like, all right, cool. Move on with my life.
Don't care.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I might go on the Rangers forum now and go, we just drawn 2-2 with the top 10 side. Title's ours. Hashtag, hashtag we're going to win 60. Hashtag next 5.
What is the streak so far? What is it? 30?
38.
38?
Yeah. No, how many titles have we won or how many?
No, your streak so far in a row.
38.
Yeah, 38. Yeah.
No, surely it goes back to like the season before that. Or did you lose your last game?
I believe we lost the last game of the season the year before.
There it
because
is. It
was COVID shortened season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
this is an interesting quote. I'm just scrolling through the Twitter feeds, and actually that you mentioned the past. Giannis Antetokounmpo. When you focus on the past, that's your ego. Interesting.
I like that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
When you focus on the past, it is your ego.
I think Carlton need to drop the ego now, don't they?
Nah, we're just shit.
I think they need to get an ego.
I don't think. Yeah, are there? I don't think we have one.
Fair point.
I think
create your own ego. Create
a
your
social media ego.
I think one of the things that Rangers did really well in the last 2-3 years was bring a level of expectation that was in line not only with the squad, but with the fans and the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like it was all a myriad. So do you know what I mean? It wasn't like setting standards and you didn't have the cattle. It was everything slowly worked to what that cattle was.
Yeah.
Where, like, I think when I look at Carlton, they just said top 8 and there was no systematical evidence we could be. But as soon as you say that, you have to do it.
Agree. Well, why don't they start saying premierships?
And I thought they said top 8 for one reason. It was year 6 of the rebuild. They had to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the club believed it.
Nah.
There's a difference between saying it and genuinely believing it.
You just set yourself up for failure, though.
Yeah, but see, that's okay.
Yeah, but if it doesn't happen, you set yourself up for failure, and then everyone you're going to lambast everyone. It's just like,
yeah, I know.
I mean, if I'll put in comparison to Sydney, have you ever heard them say we're rebuilding and we're going to make the top 8?
No. Yeah, yep. Riley's on board here, mate. He's spot on with that.
It's funny actually because I did a video that took the piss out of Carlton for my Pathafu show, and it was Mark Legudeshay, and it was actually his 2018 address. And he said the famous phrase that Ratton said, which was Carlton are uncompromising in their pursuit of success, and this won't be for a long time. And it was in reference to when he was thanking Bolton and saying that this is a defining year in the club because we've reached the basement level, but because of our uncompromising pursuit of success, we know this is the biggest building block to blood the youngsters. And I think that's interesting because a year later, we scrapped the youngster plan, didn't we?
Correct. And we did a total 180, and that's what I've been talking about. Like, how can you do that?
He uses the phrase, it was the most important year of setting the foundation because obviously the boys learnt the hard way.
Yeah, sure.
And then
I think,
what?
Well, I think not to pump my own tyres up, but I think I summed it up nicely in that post I put up earlier this week when I said, 10 of the 22 players that actually took to the field on the weekend against Geelong were actually recruits from other teams. So,
I mean, how long has it been like that? How long has it been like that?
Last 3 years,
longer.
I actually feel the club have gone away from what was actually going to make them successful, and that was going to the draft and actually committing to them, man. Like committing to them.
I think 2018, if I'm honest, I think that panicked the board. And I was actually surprised because no one was upset. I remember doing Blue Abroad, just starting to get into it and actually being upset we won 2 games. And no one seemed to be.
Yeah.
And I kind of look back and think everyone believed in the rebuild, didn't they?
They did, But you can't, regardless of whether you're rebuilding or not, right? I mean, I don't look this rebuild stuff. I don't believe in it. Like for me, it's not. I think it's a load. I think it's shit, really.
It's words that buy time. That's all it is.
But you can't go 2-20 and
nah.
How was he not sacked? Really? I mean, that's the question. So,
well, I mean, if you look at the 2018 list, let's just have a look at it because I would say 2018 was when the last year that we had a full-blooded side. Do you know what I mean? A full-blooded side, and what I mean by that is a side that was 90% all drafted by us.
Yeah.
So if we take the top guys, SPS and Cripps played the most games. They're one club players. Cade Simpson and Ed Kerr next, one club players with 21. Matty Wright, so that was an import. Paddy Dow, Kerno next, they were all one club players. Daisy, imports, so 2 imports. Lockie O'Brien, then Jed Lamb and Jones, so that's 4 imports. Sam Rowe was us, so that's
Aaron Mallett,
Fisher, Silvani, Wheater, Murphy, Mackay, and then Mullet and Plowman. So you look at no, but that's just the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 22, 4 of them were imports.
Yeah.
And you look, and we look 2020, We've got Murph Simpson. So Jones 1, Walsh, Wheater-in, Noons 2, Doherty 3, Plowman 4, Setterfield 5, Betts technically 6, Martin 7, Gibbons, well, I suppose we can't count him, Pittonet, McGovern. Yeah, spot on. That's out of the top 20, that's 12.
Bro, I'm telling you, mate, I reckon I'm onto something with that.
No, I think you're right. And that would have been from that 2018. You see, the thing, they were panicking and they were like, shit, we better go to the draft.
Well, how many times have we spoken about it, Paul? Like,
I know.
No, but I think you're spot on. I think you might have something. I think you might actually have.
Well, go look at Sydney's list. You want to compare it? Go look at Sydney's list.
Well, I just genuinely don't believe that you can build a football team.
Not off recruits.
Like,
no, if you say NBA, this isn't soccer.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying to you about like football, how like because the talent is so far and away.
Correct.
The talent pool is massive.
It's everywhere.
If you look at Carlton's picks that they did for McGovern.
Oh, mate.
Right?
Well, what picks are
if
they?
you went in that year's draft, that would have been just the hard picks because it was pick 26 and 28, which was then turned into pick 13 because they coupled it up.
Yep.
Right? So that would have been Ned McHenry as standard.
Okay.
But
where's McHenry at? Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
But that actually became Jake Riccardi, James Jordan, and Luke Foley.
Fuck.
The picks we gave up.
James Jordan's actually playing okay for Melbourne at the moment.
And Luke Foley's highly rated up at the Eagles because he plays across every line.
And a little bit of Riccardi or a bit of juice, forward and back.
So, I actually think you're onto something there, Paul.
Like, well, I think they just got itchy feet, really.
Well, they did. They did.
I'm with you. And I always think 2018, I think looking back at it, we should have just kept, because you look at.
You kept on going.
I mean, do you think the clear strategy at the start of what we did back in 2016, do you think the clear strategy was when did we draft McGovern? In year 4 of this thing?
4.
Do you reckon that was the strategy? Do you reckon it was the strategy to go out and get a guy like?
No, because I said it at the time. I thought it was because we kept getting linked with a big-bodied inside midfielder,
and we couldn't get it.
And Stephen Silvani alluded to it this year when he was doing that bombshell, that there was pressure coming from upstairs to get a name through.
And then we got these people. And
I think McGovern was a name. He was the only name that Carlton could somehow get.
The thing is, what did he done prior? Like,
he had a really good game against North Melbourne.
What? And he kicked the match winner, like big whoop.
No, but if you look at that Adelaide team was the leader in inside 50s. They just
that was stacked. That was stacked. So he was gonna. His stats were inflated.
As the third forward, I would have kicked 40, and I've never played.
I think as well. You know what I think the issue is as well. And I said it too on that post, is that whether or not they are those recruits that they've got right from sort of year 3, 4, 5, and to now, I think they're just it's a subconscious. They're either subconscious they're either subconsciously or consciously not believing in the development path and the draft picks that they've got in. And to me, the way I look at it, I think that they seem like panic buys.
Oh, really?
I don't think the Jack Martin one was.
Nah, I think the Jack Martin one. I think that was a good get when we got him. I
think it was a good get for the price as well that we paid.
Absolutely, I think so.
But my question is this, and it's always been about Carlton's rebuild. You look at 2018. They made the decision to get rid of the end of the season, Matty Wright, which was probably the right decision, I think. It was the right decision. He was getting on a bit. And I don't think he's a modern-day small forward. But there was the need for an inside midfielder, and I still think there is. like people disagree with me on this, but I think we still need two quality inside midfielders.
Definitely.
And I also think we need at least two quality small forwards. And it's been like this for 3 years, and we've just gone out and bought random. Like, I don't think we need to replace.
I think our club, I think as a club, I think we should be going and getting. I mean, like, I actually think we should be utilising free agency really hard, and that's where I think you need to pick up your gun players, because you don't have to give up picks for them.
But they're guaranteed players as well. Like,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
If I was Carlton this year, and this is going to be really controversial, I'll probably get hate for this, but if I was the list manager, I'd pick up Matt Crouch. Right?
That's what I said. I said that to Paul.
I'd pick up Matt Crouch, and I would keep pick 4 or 5 or whatever I get. And I'd get the best big-bodied midfielder who's.
That's. I was almost in the boat of like when we picked up Sardom Williams in the preseason. I was looking through some stats at the club, and like we were, our disposal efficiency was poor, and we were ranked. I think we were ranked last or second last for meters gained. And I looked at the mould of what Williams and Sardom, and I thought, fuck, okay, maybe that's clearly why they've got to be
line breakers.
Line breakers, and there was an issue with our club as well that we were last for going to one-on-one targets inside 450. And I mentioned this on a preseason thing I did with Terry as well. When I sat down and chatted with him, I thought to myself, that's probably why they've got those two guys in. And I thought, okay, I could probably see what you're doing there as well. But at the same time, I was also not fussed if they didn't get those two guys and went to the draft, because I still think the fact that even if you have to go to the draft, it doesn't mean that you're not ready as a club.
No.
Well, I mean, for me, I think the plan. I mean, if you brought me into the role, I would be right now. I'd go Crouch, postseason, right? 1 or 2 years. Pick 5. I'd go Ben Hobbs. Yeah. I'd go Ben Hobbs because I think he's what you need. He's a Taylor Adams clone, a goal kicking mid that gets his own ball when a lot of contact.
That's what we lack too. We lack goal kicking mids.
I'd throw him in, and then I would trade next year's pick with someone that's not looking this year. That's not looking this year, right? And try and get into a bit earlier. I would probably try and do a deal actually with the Doggies, because the Doggies want to trade Dan for Darcy. So Collingwood want to trade down as well so they can scam the rules. And if I could get, say, a Hobbs and maybe someone like a Darcy Wilmot or another one of the talented talls coming through the draft down back, a key defender type player to replace Jones, and then I would say I've got 2 years in replacements here. So when Crouch goes, Hobbs comes in full time. When Jones goes, this guy comes in full time. And I'd be looking at the halfway point, these guys debuting and resting a Wiedering or a Jones and saying, right, Jones, you're rested for 2 games. Off you go. You're a first-year player. Wiedering's going to look after you. Plowman's going to back you up. Time to learn, my friend. Hobbs, here you go. Matt Crouch is having the week off. You're the boy this week.
I reckon the Doggies have done it really well this year. I mean, Luke Beveridge chops and changes his side.
Yeah, he's always he's like always.
Look at Jamara today. Like the support he's got. That game last week was probably one of the worst games I've seen a pick one play.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he was in the headlights, wasn't he? A rabbit in the headlights, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't get the ball. He was bending. He couldn't get near it.
But the faith to give him that again.
That's what we lack. I mean, that's what we do with our kids. Our kids, they get smashed and then they're out. Next week, they're out.
And I think you look at Adelaide, young side. You look at Sydney, young side. You look at North Melbourne, particularly North Melbourne. Some of their players they've persevered with. Cam Zurhaar won. Played all last year. Cam Zurhaar was garbage.
He was shit.
I'm a fan of Cam Zurhaar.
He was actually
I remember making the comment to my North Melbourne mate that he's the next Dusty. And him saying, you're a freaking idiot. He's shit.
He's a Kmart to go.
He's not saying that anymore because he's starting to see how good Zurhaar is. But sometimes you've got to give these guys continuity. But when you're in North Melbourne's position, you can afford to lose games.
You can do it, yeah.
Now, we're in a horrible situation because...
You can't afford.
Like me and Terry were talking about it, and he said to me, if you were coach, what would you do? And I was like, I'd ask the board to say we're having a 3-year rebuild because I was like, I can't do what's needed to do if you want me to win games. Like, you have to now. If you're a new coach, you have to come in and blood some youth. You have to, because
they've backed themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
But if you come out now and say, "Oh, we're going to have," if you're big and say, "Oh, I need to play Ramsey, Dow, O'Brien. I need to because Ed Kernow's cracking on a bit. Brody Kent's going to have to come in and play taller than he is," and you dare suggest you're not playing for wins, it's game over, because the board have said you're a top 8 side. So in a way, I feel sorry for Teague. In a way, I don't, because he took the job in the full knowledge of that he hasn't got a clue of what he's doing. And I think that's unforgivable. But, and my proof is, he proudly said he got Bolton sacked. So he obviously knew he could do it. He thought he could do it.
Bolton sacked?
Yeah.
When was that?
If you actually look, first 6 weeks when he got offered the job, he said he was the one that went up to the board and said that Bolton had lost the players and wasn't the guy. It was him.
Really?
Yeah, if you go back to when we announced it, I played the footage on the Blue Abroad show because I said, for me, that's a worry that he said it.
Ooh.
He said it was on I think it was on Footy Classified. He said the exact words. He was the one after the Essendon game that went to the board and said that he could do better. And he said that I presented a plan of what I think we should do.
And that could take us to the next.
So imagine that. And that's always been my issue with Teague, because I'm a firm believer that you'd have loyalty. If you made me your assistant, even though I wanted the job,
you don't go behind your back.
I will sell myself by how I work, but
Correct.
I will back my boss in. Ooh. Even if I think he's wrong, I'll do everything I can.
Jesus, that I did not know, but wow, it's
not good. We're in a bad position,
and that's probably where my hatred from Teague comes from, because I feel like he's not being forced the job; he's actively recruited himself for the job.
I personally don't think the club did an extensive search.
No way. No chance.
Well, I was told by some friends who know Vossi that they said that Voss had the meeting with Carlton and his feedback was it was a pencil-pushing interview. He got the impression that he was interviewed purely to say they'd interviewed someone.
Right.
So that was his feeling from the interview. It was kind of like it was a public interview.
He was never going to get it.
Yeah, he didn't get the feeling it was a proper interview. I don't know how true that is, but that is what I was told. So, and it wouldn't surprise me, because do you remember when they met Clarkson and they did it at a VFL game in the most public way possible?
Yeah, I
Johnny, level 2 at the G, and they're like that.
They taking the piss. They're fucking taking the piss, man. They're actually taking the piss of this club.
But I mean, it's one of them things. I mean, that's what can you do? I mean, what can you do? But
we're here now, so.
But now, I personally feel, if you ask me what we're doing, we have to do what Rangers did, and it comes a point where you say, "Look, we ain't good. We ain't good." And
it's not.
We've got 2 options from here. One, we try and sneak into the finals and say that's a success, or we add 3 years of hurt to get 10 years of glory. What do you want? And I think at the moment, the method we're going to get is Teague might blag a final. We might get a really good run like England did in the Euros, and we suddenly make the grand final. That could happen. That could happen. But I think everything would have to go our way. But I think it'll happen once. It'll happen once.
Yeah, and not time after time.
I'd like to see the club say, look, let's be honest, the list is disjointed. There's a few bad decisions. There's a few heavy wages. We've got a new coach in, whether that's Clarkson, whether that's Voss. He's got a 3-year plan. It's just 3 years, but this is the plan. First year is going to be a heavy cut the tough, cut the shit. We're going to go hard. Jones goes, Ed goes, Murphy goes, all the older players go. We're going to hit the draft really hard this year, and we're going to hit free agency for mid-age recruits. Because do you remember when Sauce said, I'm at the final piece of my rebuild, I need mid-age recruits, and we never got a mid-age recruit that year?
Yep.
right? Do you know what I mean? Like, we never did. Like, we got Mitch McGovern, midfield on baller, mid-aid.
Tried to get Giggle, tried to get Canelio, didn't happen.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's, if I was the club, that's what I would say. I'd say, look, it's 3 years. So if that's Teague and you believe in it, cut the bollocks. We're not a top 8 side. We're miles away. Like Collingwood is showing how quickly a rebuild can happen if you back it. If you back it. Like, you've got to be committed to it. Like, you hear North, they're not talking about wins. Hawthorn, they're not talking about wins. They're talking about, it's about developing to get back into a situation.
Correct.
And occasionally, if you back these players, look at the B grade Hawk. That's the worst Hawk side I've ever seen.
I was been saying it to Paul, mate. How did that team?
Oh, they've just believed in themselves. They've just kept backing it in.
Correct.
Like, you look at 2019 when Bolton got sacked, you saw there was issues because we rotated the team every week.
Yeah, no continuity.
Aaron Mullet being signed. What was that about?
Cam O'Shea, like, who are these players?
Jared Gartler. What was that about? Like, imagine Jared Gartler. And I said it at the time. I thought Lockie O'Brien was played too far forward.
Yeah,
right? And I thought, Jared Gartler was deployed at half back and then half forward because
I remember that.
He realised that he was the only Indigenous player in the history of football not to have any foot skills. Like, that's amazing. Like, honestly, he must be English. Like, honestly, because he's got the technical skills of a pom. Do you know what I mean? Which is unbelievable. But why didn't you play Lockie O'Brien? Force him there for a year. Like, we've made some mistakes. You look at Down how he's getting continuity.
Yeah.
Is he brilliant? No. But you're starting to see he's developing his game.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
I think sometimes when people say we can't be arrogant anymore, we're arrogant in the wrong ways. We're arrogant that we don't ever stick to the message anymore. The great thing about old Carlton was we're Carlton, fuck the rest. We're Carlton, we're the best. And we just did it. Now it's like, oh no. Some people don't like us being cocky, so we better start winning games. Oh, we've got so many old players. Let's bring some young people in. Like, the plan changes every week, man. Like Cottrell this week.
It does.
Like Cottrell this week.
Anymore. I've actually got no clue what the team is. Where's the edge? There is no.
I had to check social calendars because I thought, that there's always a week. Like, we had NIDOC week last week. The week before we had LGBT week. I thought maybe we had Ginger week this week, and that was why Cottrell's in.
Oh, God.
Because selection integrity at the start of the year, Teague, the primary focus this year is selection integrity. He has one average game in the VFL back in.
He got back. Didn't he say you have to have a block of form to get into this team?
Because he was mentioned on the podcast.
Hey, the podcast. God.
Lockie O'Brien.
I'm going to leave it there, gents, I reckon.
Yeah, I think we better go anywhere. We've been 2.5 hours. It's been a pleasure, though. Tell you what, if you guys are keen, I'm keen to do soccer streams all the time. You have to come on.
I always watch soccer.
What time are you on tomorrow, Pommy?
Good question. 30 minutes before the game, whenever that is.
Is that what time? That'll be at 2:40.
Yeah, game's at 3:20, I think, tomorrow. So
2:50. 2:50. Me, Swoop Luke. I'm going to have a few beers, so probably about half time. The beer confidence will kick in.
Are you with him? Oh, you're not going to be in the same room.
No, unfortunately, Dan Andrews has told me it's a 4K fine.
Fuck it. Just do it anyway. I'll smack him in the jaw.
We should have done it and said that whichever team loses has to pay the fine.
Why not? That's good. That's a good incentive. That'll be you.
And then when Pom's bankrupt and dropped $4,000 to have a beer with Luke.
Oh, God. All right, gentlemen.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone.
See you later.
See you tomorrow.
Go Blues.